Okay, hey everyone, welcome back. Oh, look how quick this guy joined. I just started it. I wanted to explain myself
Loki, I would
first.
never, because actually, because think about it. I
Mm.
literally will just be like in the home, like just like doing things, like messing up the house. And then when he comes back home, I'll laugh in his face and I'll be like, haha, look.
Um, Hold on, I need to restart my stuff because my mic is not there. So let's talk about don't get married. So I am actually married legally and everything. Nothing went down with me and my husband for me to be like, yeah, I regret getting married. But I got married when I was 14 years young. And yeah, 14. 14? Yeah, 14. Um and I wish I never got married to him, even though I was the one pressing like the idea to him. But I just am not the marrying type. Like I feel like it's, you know, I kind of look at it like a money type of thing. No, there's no prenup. I didn't sign no prenup or anything, but it did cost a lot of money. Even though a lot of people, some people, there wasn't a lot of people there, but it did cost, a lot of money. And it like, what if that relationship fails? Like people, I don't believe in soulmates. I believe in a tolerancy. So, Faust, who put that there? That kind of scared me. That kind of gave me a jump scare. What the fuck? Faust? What do you mean Faust? The hell? I feel like it's just like a big waste of time, waste of money. If you really love somebody, you surely shouldn't get married. I think I rushed it too much. Are you like? Why is there gas coming from you?
Because it's called aura. You know what aura is?
Yeah, I know what aura is, but it doesn't come in gas.
No, it's not gas. You're not listening. It's aura.
Oh, like the Roblox thing?
No, you're not understanding. It's okay. Don't ask. It's okay. You don't. You just won't understand. Okay.
No, I do understand. That's why I'm saying that's not aura.
No, I'm telling you that it is aura, but you're not understanding my
But
perspective
aura
of
doesn't
aura.
come in gas. It looks like you're like
In
smoking.
no, do you know what aura looks like?
Oh, shit, I said smoking. No, I don't, because that doesn't exist. But it doesn't come in smoking. Looks she's about to say. But basically, now that I'm older, I'm 19. I've been married for 5 years now, since 2021, December 27th is when we got married, 2021. And it's like I was like, because I was young, and I still, the love has never went away with my husband, but it's just like I got married very, very, very young, and it wasn't forced. I was the one applying it, but it's just like, since little girls are raised to like have the idea, I was like, yeah, that's the next step. And he obviously consented to it. Um, and I was the one who engaged, but he rejected my engagement. And then 3 weeks after is when he proposed to me. So, because he just, I don't know, sometimes he's traditional. But yeah, it's just like now I was just like, wow, like my husband's not going in debt because of this wedding that we did 5 years ago. It's just like marriage is not my thing, because it's also have to be like some type of thing you have to be involved with, like keeping a ring on your finger. What if you lost? Like that has nothing to do with how much you love somebody. Like I feel like marriage involves other people. You don't have to, marry someone to for the next step. And yeah, sometimes it gets told over my head over the marriage part. I don't know about him, but yeah, and I'm like, not because I really don't give a fuck what people say about me, but it's just like, yeah, like marriage is like not. Like all the values that I have in place for myself, like that should have never been one of them. Like I don't do society things. It's not because I go against it, just because I like to go against society things. It's just that it's when you just do something and you realize that's not for you, but you really can't go back. Because I am technically legally married. But yeah, I don't regret because he is the only man for me. It's just like when you realize like that is not your thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like that is generally like not my thing, and I wouldn't take it back, but I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't take it back, but I wouldn't do it in a way, right? But the excuse that I'm going to use is like most people marry the people who are not their type, who don't like them, and they get a divorce. I don't know how many things I've heard people splitting up in general, but especially getting a divorce. Like nothing lasts forever, Maybe there will be one day, maybe 50 years, where me and my husband we don't work anymore, and then like the marriage process and the divorce process. No, you can't take that back. And also that's probably why like I'm not set on having kids, because not only am I 19 and he thinks I'm about to turn 23, but that is. But that's something I've always been like, not kids or kids. I feel like I not deserve, because not really a deserving thing. But I'm going to have kids one day, but it's just gonna be a long way. Like I'm gonna have to wait a long time. So yeah, it's just like that's something that I hold back on. And when you're married, like you're also forced to do things you don't want to do as well. Like he's been pressuring me to have kids for like 3 years now, and there's been some instances where that did happen, and I just aborted it because it was just like not. Am I saying too much? I feel like this is just me spamming until I get, But this is just all my tea. This is just all my tea. It's just like I'm not ready to be a mom yet. Like my life is ahead of me. Like kids, when you're married, like you're forced to do things that you don't want to do, and it's excuses because you're married. That's what I was talking about. Like it gets put over my head, and it's like. Not only like in his eyes, I'm way younger than him still. So it's just like, why would he expect me to do certain things because we're married? Like, I still have my life ahead of me. And I know he's about to turn 33, but at the same time, you still got 30? A man can wait until he's 50. A woman can wait until she's 30 to have kids. So, like, I'm just don't want to, I want to be for sure about it, I want to, because also there's a lot of people who get married who don't have stable houses. Like I don't live in his house currently because I've been weighing in, because I eventually have to tell my mom and dad about Corey, even though I told him ever since, I don't have a good connection with them, like at all. We have zero connection, but like that's not the truth. I just don't want him to know, and he understands that because he has some things going on with his mom, so he understood that. But eventually I'm gonna be, I'm not peer pressure, but it's just like I feel like I'm still young, and I feel like I should still stay at my mom's house, then move to my husband like $5 million house. But it's not because I don't like it there, because I go there like 12 times a month, but it's just I ain't ready, and he's really using that excuse like, oh, we're married, like what, like we still don't live together. But it's just like, girl, you don't want me to live with you full time, because then you would have been wanting me, you would have been forcing a lot more. But it's just using the excuse, oh, we're married, we're supposed to do this, do that. No, we're not. Like we can wait. You get what I'm saying? Also, especially when you're young and you're married, like you can wait. Just because you're married doesn't mean you have to rush and have kids, rushing doing certain things. Like no. Okay, hold on. Right. Also, don't lock in with somebody that you can't take back from. Like, you can like get a divorce, and it's like kind of like now it's kind of sounds like I got problems in my own marriage, which is not. Everyone got problems, but it's not like I'm getting a divorce. But it's just like I'm thinking about it. Like, man, I should because I always look at possibilities, even though the possibility is not the strongest, and I don't still base it like for me. But I'm just saying like I'm obviously looking from other people, and it's just like don't lock yourself in something that it's hard to get out, and you're not 100% sure, which at that time when I was 14, I was 100% sure like, yo, this is going to be my man. We're going to get married, we're going to do so much together, but it was just like, I was rushing things because I was wanted to rush things so I don't lose the guy, you know? But that's why people rush things, because they don't want to lose, an opportunity or something. But just know, like, the opportunity is not going to be missed. And if it is missed, then it's probably not for you. And that's how I kind of look at marriage. Like, it's like kind of like, and also like I'm kind of like, if I don't show up with my ring around him, like if I forget about it because I'm so busy, like, putting on an act for him that I've been doing for the past 7 years, I feel like, I just get this marriage shit put on against me, and it's just like, no, he's not gonna abuse me if I don't have the fucking ring on, but it's like, where's your ring at? Like, I always have to bring it. I always have to have it on my finger, because I don't live with him, so I guess he looks like if I don't have it on my finger, then it looks like I'm just really not even, Raise your hand if you've gone through that with your fucking man, because I know it's a man doing that to you. Oh, my husband. Okay. Hello? Unmute, please. You're muted. Oh, you did not want to come up here? Oh, he did not want to come up here. Oh. But yeah, like marriage is a really, really, really big commitment, even though it has nothing to do with you loving somebody. If you love someone, you just love them. You don't have to get married. It's not like that kind of situation. But there's a lot of stuff you have to do. Like when I was 14 and I got married, I didn't know all that stuff at the time. I didn't know there was so much, and I wish my mom and my dad was there too, because it was I don't know what I was thinking, but obviously I never went through something like that, so I didn't think it was going to be like the grand extremes. And also, yeah, I feel like I kind of missed out, of not having my family there and just having me there, you know. But again, marriage is not really, but it is supposed to be like a very special thing that's supposed to be with family connecting with each other. But I never had that because I was just too busy rushing into things. So even if you do want to get married, even though I don't recommend it, don't rush things. Don't rush to have kids. Don't rush to do this. Don't rush to do that. Because what if you don't like it? What if, honestly, because marriage is not for me, and I love my husband, obviously, but it's just not for me. Like, it's really, really not. But when you're young and dumb, you do stupid things.
Wait, what?
But it was for the right cause.
No,
What? What'd you say?
I was gonna say my philosophy is pretty simple. I agree, don't get married, but there is
Okay.
an exception if they're rich. If they're rich, you should marry them.
Oh! Oh, really now? You're doing what the girls are
Why?
doing. Are you, Jay?
Huh?
Do you like men?
No, what? Why
So
would you
who?
assume that from me?
Cause
Huh? You're saying women can't be rich?
no, but why would you expect, you shouldn't expect a girl to do that to you. They shouldn't. No, absolutely not.
Why not? I mean, women need men
No,
too. What?
what?
What do you mean?
No, you
Like,
shouldn't do that. That should only be like, no, absolutely not. No, absolutely
are you
not.
saying women don't deserve love?
No, they absolutely do, but you shouldn't marry a girl because she's rich. Like, that's only for men. You should only do that
Well,
to
not
men.
just because she's rich.
No, you say you should only marry if they're rich.
Well, if she has rich parents too.
Oh my, that's really sick that you said something like that. Like, honestly.
Why is that? I feel like this.
Wow,
I
you're
felt like this was a very
wow.
trusting, open space, and you're judging me.
No, I'm allowed to do that. Bring us up. Excuse you.
Wow. Okay, why,
Well,
why
I
why are
feel
you
like
saying it then? Why are you
saying
saying don't get married?
because there's a lot of things that is normalized you have to do in the marriage, and if you don't do it, then you're probably going to get a divorce. It's a big money. It involves big, big, big money. If you want a good wedding, there's a lot
Agreed.
of
Yeah,
things
like 100,000 at least.
more, much
More is
more than that
crazy.
for
Okay,
for
actually,
the
yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
There's just it's a whole lot to do with marriage, and if you really love someone, you shouldn't get married to them, because that will probably ruin your love. Honestly, not speaking from experience.
Interesting. I don't know. I feel like, yeah. To be fair, like I feel like the last two girls I've dated, they make more money than me, anyways. Like, is that not a good thing? So what?
I mean, that's awesome that they're making more money than you, but at the same time, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Why?
Because that's not there's certain things that should be done, and not because I feel like men should take care of women. It's just that men should just make women's lives easier by paying for everything. So if you want to marry a girl so she can do that for you, I feel like that's absolutely not
Well, no,
okay.
I make a good amount. I just want to double my like wealth. I make
Yeah, but that's
180.
her money though.
Okay,
You're not supposed to
I'm
you
not
are
broke.
not supposed to touch a woman's money. Absolutely not.
Why
No.
not? Like, okay, to be fair, like, why would you not want to marry someone who has a really established family? Like, I want to marry into a rich family. Why is that crazy?
Well, then
Why is that
they must.
crazy?
Well, if they're royalty, it is crazy because you're a
Not even
boy.
royalty. Like,
No
if
one's a
they have
rich
like a
family. It's
crazy,
usually a one thing in America, unless they're royalty or something.
That's not true. A majority of my family is pretty wealthy, and it's just because they own various
So
businesses.
why do you need to be in a rich family if your family's already rich supposedly?
Because why would you not want to be even richer? I don't understand the question.
Yeah, but you're not going to. That's not okay that you feel the need to touch your girl's money. Like, why would you do that?
I'm not
Like, that's
shared.
what you're implying. Sharing.
What? Yeah.
Oh no, I don't like
I'm
this
so confused.
giggliness. This giggly. This is not funny. This is very serious.
I mean,
Very.
it's Roblox, right?
Yeah, but
Okay,
Roblox gets serious.
okay, Midnight. Let me ask you a question. If you find two men who are equally nice, equal, let's say fitness, equal looks, and one makes $1 million more per year than the other one, which one are you marrying?
None.
Okay. If you have to marry one, it's easy, right? It's
Um.
wealth. You want wealth. Like who doesn't want wealth? Like I feel like this
Yeah,
is
but
an
if you
easy
already
no-brainer.
have money, why would that be your priority?
You can never have enough. I'm not gonna lie, you can never have enough.
Okay. Wow. So it's not your priority to marry a rich woman?
That is like
It is your
I'm still
priority.
fairly look. I'm still fairly
He's
young,
pro-
so I can take my time and try to find someone who's rich. Like that. That's the thing. Like
Yeah,
obviously, I'll
but
settle. I'll go lower and lower.
no girl is going to accept that kind of behavior in their lives. I guarantee that. But a
That's
man
not
would.
okay.
But a man would.
I've
You get where
so
I'm going?
I only dated two women throughout university, and they were both richer than my family. Like I feel like what?
Yeah,
Like
but
it
you
just
probably
opens
were
access
their
to so
last
much more
choice or something.
opportunity. Okay, even if I was, so what? Like I know I can pull. Like I know that's the move to
No,
find
but
someone who's
but
wealthy.
that's not right though. You
Why
shouldn't
is it
do
not right?
that.
She's happy too. She knows, like she's happy. Like
Obviously
she,
not
you know
if
what I mean?
y'all
Like
are
it's not
not
like
together.
she's depressed about it.
She's depressed about
Okay,
money?
true.
How? She's in a
No,
rich
like
family.
no, I'm saying it's not like she's gonna be depressed that I want to marry her. She like I feel like you're like
I feel
not
like
understanding
you're
that
broke.
it's
Because it's
mutual.
something that broke people would say.
I mean, sure, you could assume that all you want. Like I'm just telling you, like from the bottom of my heart, this is just what I consider and think. Like
So that's your priority is to marry someone who has a rich family. That's a girl.
that's one of the biggest priorities. Yes, like I would date. I would date. Look, listen. I would date someone who I mutually have interest with and enjoy being around. Right. That's why I date.
Absolutely,
But who do I
yes.
marry? Yeah, but then marriage is a bigger commitment.
It's
That's someone
really not
who
though.
that's for life. Yeah. If I get married, I'm assuming I want to be with them forever,
Okay.
and I want my kids to be rich. Like what?
Right.
So
All right,
if
let's let
I'm
these
rich and
yeah.
okay, yeah. If I'm rich and she's rich, we're gonna be mega rich. Like it's just up from there.
Yeah, but like where are you getting this from? Like you need to be ultra rich. Like I don't understand that
Your
part.
logic is terrible.
Okay, let's hear about
What?
yours.
So why should a woman not be able to use her money to help her husband and for the benefit of everyone?
He didn't say help. He didn't say help.
Okay, well, I mean, he's not dipping in there just to steal.
Yeah, like
No one's doing that.
I want multiple
By
properties. I
what?
want
How
You
you're
want
talking,
multiple
that sounds like
properties?
you're inferring.
Listen, I'm speaking from a reasonable perspective, so keep that in mind before you come at me
No,
like that.
no, you're not. That's your perspective. That it's reasonable.
I'm
aim
not.
for the moon.
Listen,
Hold on,
if
hold on, hold on. I'm actually gonna agree with the girl on this one. You like low key shouldn't get married because she takes like half your possessions. She takes half your money, half of your car, half your poop.
What if she's richer?
what?
You're taking that half. What?
What do you wait?
If
What?
she's richer, then you're winning.
Dude, okay, but then I'm like low key a beta male cuck.
How is that being
Let's
a
not bring that
beta?
male stuff in
Dude,
here,
the
bro.
bait it
As long
Listen,
as she knows, like to be fair, I do want an equal relationship, but if you're saying
no,
money like
you're
defines,
talking about marrying a richer girl that's like low key like beta male. cuck behavior.
Are you saying more wealth
certified.
makes someone more superior in a relationship?
Yes.
Well,
Okay, then that's what
essentially.
we're gonna do. Wait, what? Essentially, what if you're making enough to be independent regardless?
I agree with that.
Yeah, but if like I still don't know where you're coming from. Like if you say you make your own money, like you wouldn't need to make a priority to marry someone
I
who's richer.
okay on everything on God on everything. My TC's 180. Okay, like I'm not poor by any means. I'm like upper middle class. Okay, like I'm wealthy to
Right.
begin with, but I want to find
Yeah,
someone
but so
wealthier.
listen, so
What's
this
so
is
bad
where I'm
about
coming
that?
from. Like I'm not saying that because of roles. It's just like a girl is really special to have, okay? And you should never ever do what you're doing to a girl ever. That's
What if I'm
disgusting.
transparent about it and I tell her I
Okay,
like that you
that's
make
you can
more
be
than me?
transparent about the situation, but you still that's not you shouldn't do that.
What? What's so bad about
That's
that? I don't get what's bad about
I
it.
just said it. I just said why is it bad?
What's bad about it? What's bad about it?
Because a girl is like if you have a girl that's literally a prize, okay? And to keep that prize, she shouldn't be richer than you. Because you should be paying for everything for her. And that shouldn't not to say you wouldn't do it, but like if she's richer than you,
Okay,
she probably has
you
different
understand
tastes.
that there are women out there who are like wealthier than me who would also want
Who
to be
are
with me?
desperate? Probably,
That's
yeah.
not
What?
desperation.
No,
It's
it
just
would
called
though,
having
because no
a
girl would
relationship.
tolerate
What?
that.
You sound desperate. Also, why are you raising your voice at a man?
He ain't no man,
Okay.
and you're not either.
No man would ever want a woman who raises their voice.
I don't know.
Okay, so why
I'm
did
just
so why did your
confused.
dad impregnate your mom?
Because she doesn't raise her voice like you.
No, she raised. Oh, got cut. Really? Because I said impregnated. Are you serious? Like, there's more better matters at fucking hand, bro. It was kind of cheesy that I said that, but girls are really special. I don't view them as like I don't care about the men taking care of women because women can take care of themselves. But like women, like if you have a girlfriend, like that is an actual like you should be extremely lucky that you have that. You should be supplying her with anything. You should be basically a servant. Like honestly. Does my husband do that to me? No, because I don't ask. But he does. Well, he does do that for me. But I don't like giving that like, because he's definitely more makes more money than me. But I don't want it to be like that because when I said I didn't like if it's implied to do that, it's not good. It should just be done and it shouldn't be implied. That's what makes it better. And he does that for me. Um. Yeah, flex. But yeah, no, like absolutely not. Like, and he made it a priority because he knows he's going to use her money for it, 100%. I don't know how do you meet wealthy men. I don't know. I don't know. I just got really lucky. Really, really, really lucky. I wasn't in it for the money, I'll tell you that. Maybe you'll meet a good wealthy man or just a wealthy man in general if you don't look for the money part. Because when you look for the money part, you actively search it out. I guess that's what scares people away from you, essentially. Unless that's their whole personality, which will make them a pimp. But, like, if they, probably, like, get their Instagram or something. Because I didn't get my husband's Instagram, but Instagram is, like, what most people use. I don't even have Instagram. But, on their inside of their life, what their life looks like, stalking them, kind of. Like, to be like, does this look like they go to well-paid places? What their house look like, You can see that probably all in Instagram. Or whatever the fuck they use, because everyone uses social media these days. So, maybe that's how you find a wealthy man. But me, yeah, he good. He don't need to worry. I don't need to worry about money. I don't need to worry about none of that. Kinda. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing. So do you agree or disagree with the topic?
Don't get married. Is this a general prescription? Is it everyone should follow it?
Yes. Especially
No,
women.
I don't. I think it's bad.
So you agree?
No, I don't agree with it.
So you think people should get married?
Yes.
Why?
I mean, depends from what aspect. From the wealth aspect, fine.
From the what?
Wealth.
The wealth?
It preserves it. It preserves wealth from a family aspect. It creates apprehensive structures
Such as?
like mother, son-in-law relationships, and so
Mother and
that
son?
trust can be.
What?
Yeah.
So you need to be
like,
rich to order to form a bond with your...
No, I'm saying it creates structural, like familial structures. It creates familial structures.
And
Like
you
without
need...
a marriage, these things aren't really
Without a
they're
what?
not without a marriage or
Oh,
like
okay.
a binding social agreement. The trust between these distinct families are merely assumed.
But I'm
They're
not
not.
looking... But when I generalize this, I'm not just looking as a wealth standpoint or someone else standpoint, because when you get married, it's only two people usually are involved. So it has nothing to do with the mother-in-law being rich or not. It has to do with two people having a connection. So I wouldn't just base it off of those things as a whole. Do you do that?
No. It necessarily includes them, but even if we're talking about the two individuals in the marriage, right? We would say there's still a relational structure between them, right?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, so like, what's a relationship looking like? Is it like
It's not
stepdad?
structured. Nothing. Something like that is not structured in the way you're putting it as. It's not a structured type of thing. When you really like someone that you feel like you had to waste tons of money for, that has nothing to do about no structure. It has to do with love. And
It
love
does
don't have
actually.
and love doesn't have any
Wait, hold on. If
structure.
you just want to get clapped, just say it. Just say it. That's not
What do
how
you
things
mean?
work. If you're aiming for like high efficiency within whatever relationship, it's best to put more items on the line. And marriage is a great commitment.
And that's a shame that you think that's what it has to be. And that's why people
No.
shouldn't get married. Because that's what people usually think. They think it's just like, it has to involve more people than just two. It has to involve wealth than just you just simply being in love with that other person. That's also a key reason why I feel like people shouldn't get married, because that's usually why people, it's not about love, and that's why you get divorced. That costs a lot of money as well.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to listen to it very closely, but it's the
Okay.
concept of, concept of sunken cost. Like once you reach a certain point through deliberating whatever relationship or conversation, the value perception of that conversation has increased relatively than it was when the conversation onset, aka begun. Would you say that, like, at this point in our conversation, there's more value in continuing the conversation than, like, let's say, starting with a random person?
Well, I have to continue to talk to you to realize if you're a danger for me to
If I'm a
continue to talk.
danger. All
It's not
right, yeah.
funny.
What, you think I'm dangerous?
You know, like people who have that kind of mindset that usually are the ones forcing people to get married under that concept, they are dangerous to me. Yes. And I have to knock it
No,
right out of you.
I wouldn't force anyone to do this. I just don't think telling people to not get married, I think that's dangerous, actually. But yeah, we
Really?
acknowledge, yeah, it is dangerous. Yeah. I think people should do as they will, but telling them to not get married, you're literally anti family cohesion.
Marriage has nothing to do with if you can be a good family or not. I know a lot of
You know,
families who are doing well without a ring and a contract and tons of money being involved. I know that.
no,
And
it's a
structure.
factor.
And knowing your
It's
mother-in-law.
no, it's certainly a factor. You even
Yeah, it's a
acknowledge it
factor.
with your criticism, because you say people tend to stay in marriages even that are unhealthy because
I never said
simply.
that. Oh, what did I say? What did I say? See, I don't even know. That's a shame that the black African boy thinks that. You didn't get me. I just got fucking voice jam, bitch. The fuck? No, like, there's so many instances I can give. It's just, I have to, like, splur it out, you know? Like, so this is a new topic, so I have to learn, like, what exactly to put in. But it's just, like, the forcing bit, like, then it's, like, you're not in it. Like, imagine, like, marriage was the same level of forcity and stuff like that when it has to do with you being in a relationship with somebody, like being boyfriend and girlfriend and stuff. Like, imagine that applied so much pressure. And then, you know, it's just a lot of things that come with marriage that people don't think it does, besides the money part. Like what I was talking before with my husband, like, after you get married, like, you have to make babies and you have to do all this shit, and you might not be ready to do any of that. And it's so enforced. Like, if I had other people involved, I would probably be doing it, even though I'm usually the type to not do it, because that's what people force. Like, oh, I have to have babies immediately after, and then I don't become a good mom because it's just like sickly. I have this hate for this child because I didn't live my life, because I was forced. So in a way, I was kind of glad I didn't tell my people yet about me marrying Corey, my husband, because they were probably forced upon me. There's so much things that is expected to do since you're now made it a legal type of thing on paper. So yeah, now, since, because I do live two lives, so I wouldn't enforce this because this is a lot of stress. But since when you live two lives, you're able to be free in one if you can't be free in the other. You know, and I'm not saying I'm not free when I'm married to him, but it's just like, I'm free when I go to him, but sometimes I'm not free. That's why I go back to my house. And I'm not free here. That's when I go to Michigan. And it's good living two lives, but it's also not at the same instance. But it's just too much. Too much. Am I not allowed to say, like, I'm confused. I'm literally confused. What am I not allowed to say? I'm confusion. Also, the more I sit there and think about marriage, it's like marriage was never about like you loving someone and that would be the next step. That's what it was implied, but it's not. That's not what it was really about. It was like to keep connections within families, to keep connections, to sell off your daughter or your son to somebody. Like it was never really about love. It was never really about love. Like marriage was never really about that. Like it really wasn't. Like in the Bible, it literally says like if you get raped, you have to marry your rapist. Like marriage was never about love, like ever. Even though I don't think love exists, but you know, like just like deeply liking someone, deeply having connection with somebody. But at 14, I wasn't that smart, you know. I wasn't as well. I was smarter than most, but I was different. It was a long time ago, so a long time ago.
Yo,
Hello, hello.
what's up?
Just go, you know, in here. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think you should like? Is it appropriate? Like, do you disagree? Do you disagree? Like, do you disagree? Do you have a disagreement or what?
Uh, I'm agreeing with you because marriage
Really?
is, yeah, because marriage is not a thing, like, not a big thing.
Yeah, and marriage was never about love. It was never about just having a deep connection with somebody. It was usually for connections. Do you understand?
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that sad?
It is because, like, if you got married, it's like for love, not for,
Yeah. It's not for love. That's what it's implied, but it's actually not. Like marriage has always been like a type of business ordeal. Like it's never been about love. That's literally so sick. I just realized that today. Kinda.
mm,
That's literally
yeah,
so sick. And you're the first guy to say disagree. I mean, to agree with me about this.
Okay,
yeah. I
I
agree, I agree.
I think y'all are correct too because
Mhm.
imagine in a marriage it's totally impossible and it's so hard. Like I've known someone who basically and their husband ran away and he never came back. Put them on
Oh.
nice terms. And
Oh.
like doing a lot of stuff he shouldn't have and gotten a lot of trouble. And she tried for a whole year to get a divorce, and it's like, why would you make it that hard? Why would I want to get? How am I supposed to know? Like, I'm making a commitment to this person, but at the same time, things can always go wrong. You know what I mean? People can develop mental illness. and go a little crazy, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
now I have to figure all this stuff out. Now this it should be easy to get a divorce. You should be able to go in and get, I want a
exactly. But
divorce. Get
it was
trapped.
never about like, yeah, it was supposed to keep you trapped. That's what it really was for.
Hmm. It is.
It's meant to keep you in, and then as soon as you get, married, then you're expected to do all these things to keep you even more trapped. Like have kids and to do all these financial stuff, to sign off properties. Like that is literally meant to keep you trapped in something that you can never ever get out. Just in case if it goes wrong. That's literally so crazy. hmm And I'm glad you two young
Hmm.
ladies agree with me. I'm glad. Okay. Hello, Junebug.
Hello, does my mic work? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, girly.
Okay, good. Yeah, I agree. Don't get married, kids. Ew, why is my mouth moving? I don't like that.
You don't even have no mouth. Excuse me, please don't heat up no food.
I do have a mouth. Look, Baba Booba.
Oh. Why do you have no eyes, but you want to worry about your mouth moving?
I like how it looks. It's cool.
You like to be faceless, but blush?
Yeah, yeah, faceless is the new trend.
Wow. That's crazy. But tell me why you agree about, like, not getting married.
Because getting married is a scam, just like college is a scam, unless you really know how to work the system. It's going to drain your money, it's going to drain your spirit, it's going to drain your energy, unless it's with the right person. And even then, it's still a lot of work.
You're 100% right. Yup. Have you ever been married before?
Heck no.
Yeah, but it's
Absolutely not.
just, yeah, no. It's like when you, and people shouldn't get offended when you tell them, like, I would never marry you. It's not like a bad thing. It's like I'm trying to like be 100. Like I'm not trying to get me in a trap. Essentially,
Yeah, that's
essentially.
right. That's the right thing to do so you're not wasting someone's time. I agree.
Yeah, because you don't never know if the person you're marrying is someone who's gonna stay in your life consistently. It's not gonna do nothing bad to you. You never
That's
know
true.
that. Not even when you get married.
That's very true. All right.
Yep.
Thank you. Have a good day. I just wanted to see if my mic worked, honestly.
Okay, you too. Like, I can't believe I've never ever thought about that. Like, I never put two and two together. Ever since I watched that Kill Bill scene, I should have been like, yo. Even though that room didn't have nothing to do with it, but it kind of did. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. Do you disagree with the topic?
Uh, I think I'm 50-50 on it.
Well, you gotta make a decision because guess what? If somebody asks you, do you want to get married? You can't say, oh, I'm 50-50. You gotta be a yes or a no.
Well, I mean, I would say yes, depending on how much I love them.
So then you would accept marriage in your life.
Yes. Yes, I would. I'm guessing you wouldn't.
No, there's a lot of negative things that come with it. Like there's a lot of expectations, unfair expectations, and you never know, is this person really the one for me to do all this stuff for?
Um, you're completely correct for asking those questions and all that, but I mean, marriage isn't something that just happens randomly. I feel like it takes time to build up. Like people don't get married until like 5 years into the relationship.
Well, it depends what area you're in.
But like your religion,
It could affect
or like what are you
that, but
saying?
it mostly depends what area you're in. If it will take 5 years, usually it take less. Like if you're over the age of 18, like there's no point of waiting 5 years. Like people just really just get straight into it, and then they get a divorce shortly after.
Jeez.
What?
I don't know. Just
What?
nothing. Nothing. Continue.
But yeah, there's a lot that you have to do. Like there's a lot of pressures, there's a lot of money involved, and people don't they under like they really don't pay attention to those things because they're just in the heat of the moment. Oh, I'm getting married. Oh, I'm getting married. But no. Absolutely not. So tell me why are you 50-50?
Why 50-50? Because it depends on the person you're asking and the person you are. I mean, some people will get married their entire lives being together and they're completely fine with it. But me personally, I would choose to marry just because, at the end of the day, you can find the one you love. It just takes time. Everything takes time. It's just how everything works. It's just how the world
Yeah, but
works.
you can really love someone, but they will do things that will make you not love them as much as you used to, but you're stuck because you're married to them. Because you forced yourself to go through that. You can never be 100% sure that someone's really that kind of person for you. Unless you like them doing that, but oh my god.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, at the end of the day, it all depends on you and the other person. I mean, I feel like you can tell from right away if the person's marriage material or not. Well, not right away.
You can't tell right away.
You can, yeah. So I correct myself. You can't. But it does take time to really see how they are. I don't think you should not marry someone unless you're like
Get that picture out.
together.
Sorry.
Whoa, so mean. These people want to come up. You should let them up.
Yeah, all I'm saying is you will never know what it's like to be married because you have never been married. But trust me, it's a lot. It's a lot of things you have to do that you would have never thought of. But since you're married, you're expected to do this. Actually, you're forced to doing this because that's the next step after marriage is to have 14 million kids and to sign all your finances away. It's so much you have to do.
Have you
And you
been
can
married?
never. No comment. Hello.
Hi, honestly, you sound like the problem.
What problem would that be? The problem of logic and reasoning? Because I don't think those are problems. Can you unmute, please? Did your mom come into your room? Hello?
Please, mommy, stop! Please!
Okay, you got 5 seconds to unmute. 1, 5. Okay? Let's let someone else up here.
So why do you think being married is a bad thing?
Because there's a lot that comes with it that has nothing that shouldn't. Like, marriage is not even about love. Like, marriage has always been like a contract type of situation.
Have you been married before?
No comment.
You haven't been married before.
I'm not speaking about that right now.
I just want us to be logical here if we're gonna make these statements.
You mean you want people to be truthful? Listen.
Have some actual basis behind what you're saying.
Well, just because, let's say if I have been married before, that doesn't mean like. That doesn't really. Well, that would mean I have more experience than the average.
I have one more question as well. I have one more question. How old are you?
That's irrelevant.
Okay.
So back up. Why did you sickly mute? Like, did your mama come into your room too? Like, what's going on right now? Or maybe it's a glitch or something. Anyways, hello. Okay.
Sorry. That was that was my fault. Sorry.
Yep. So let me guess. You disagree with the topic, and can you explain why?
Yes, I do actually disagree with the topic, actually. I disagree because, uh, if you, I mean, having a partner for life, I mean, you can have someone to rely on, someone to fall back on if you are having a hard time, always someone that can get you through anything, and that's just my personal opinion. And I mean, I don't really see why you wouldn't really want to get married, or why you wouldn't want, I mean, it's just,
But the
that's just
question,
my opinion.
yeah, but the question is, do you need to get married to have that kind of person in your life?
I mean, not necessarily, but I mean, to
So,
have someone on a emotional level and have someone that would always be there no matter what,
yeah, but you don't have to
and
get
someone,
married for to have that person in your life.
I
You would think
mean,
they will already be
yeah,
in your life. That's the reason why you're marrying them, right?
yeah, but you mean you always want have like a friend that might not always be there for you or might not always be with you
Yeah,
24/7
you don't
or
need to get married to have those kind of people or a person in your life. You don't need to get married, you know?
uh,
And you shouldn't feel obligated to do those things now that you're married either.
I mean, I
Because that's like not good. So I just look at there's so much negatives than positives that goes into a marriage. And that's how I look at it. So it looks like outside looking in, like, oh, I married this person because I really do love them. But in reality, it's a contract deal. That it's really tricky to get out. Just in case, because you always got to look at the just in case part. You know? It's a lot of money that goes into it. There's a lot of stuff that you have to sign over in a marriage. And you would actually never know what you're doing is 100% what you really want to do because you're forced to do a lot of things like to have kids as soon as you get married. There's a lot of things that come with marriage besides the part of just getting married. Do you understand that?
mean, yeah, but I mean, if you, I feel like if you get married to someone, then you are committed to them 20, like 100%. Like, I mean, this is me. I mean, I've had a girlfriend for a year now, and I mean, I can already, I mean, I'm pretty positive that she's gonna be the one I'm gonna marry. I mean, she doesn't do anything wrong. I mean, I don't do anything wrong. I mean, it's also like the fact of like carrying on like your last name and having like having to like or what's it called? Like having someone to like carry on your last name and keep your family going. That's also. I mean, I feel like if you don't get married, then and you just have kids, I feel like that's just not the right thing to do.
Why?
Because I mean, me personally, I'm a Christian. I believe in the Bible, and I believe that sex before marriage is not good, and that if you, and then in order to have sex, you should get married and you should
You
have
might get
kids.
cut from saying that.
I mean, it's whatever.
Hopefully you don't. Let's see. Oh, he got cut.
No, I'm
Oh,
chilling. I
okay.
didn't say anything, but everyone else is chill.
Okay, great. So I kind of don't really want to mention the Bible because the Bible, like, what it says specifically about the parts about the marriage, the word marriage coming up, it's only when it's like a deal involved. It's never about you generally loving someone. It's always something after. Like a verse, not a verse, but like a certain storyline that went on in the Bible is if a girl got raped, she has to marry her rapist so she doesn't get stoned. That's in the Bible. So if that's what marriage is predicted in the Bible, like it's just not, it's never been about you just generally loving someone. It's always been about the last name getting passed or some type of contract deal. And that's very disgusting. And just because your last name has nothing to do about your genes getting passed down because it's already down. A last name doesn't even really exist either. So, yeah. Are you there still or are you just like
Yeah, I'm just listening. I'm
oh
like,
okay.
where does it say that though
You gotta well
about like
it okay, hold on, let me see. Let me just provide the verse for you.
all right. In, have you ever been in a like some kind of like have you ever had like a boyfriend or anything like that or like have any?
No, I have a husband. But this is
You
okay,
do.
this is the verse. Yeah, this is the verse. So I don't know how to pronounce it, but I can spell it out for you.
Okay. How do you spell it out?
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy.
Yeah. And then it says 22 to 28 and 29.
Yeah. All right. It's chapter 28, verse. Well, I forgot you said already.
22, 28 and 29.
It's chapter 22, verse 28 to 29.
Yeah, and then there's another one. It's 22, 25 and 27.
Wait. I do have a question. Wait, so
Mhm.
you're married yourself.
Yes.
Do you like truly love your partner?
Yeah.
Then why do you suggest to not get married?
Because like I told you before, there's a lot of things that are forced that doesn't feel like, you know, it doesn't feel the reason why we got married. It felt like it was like a contract kind of deal. And a lot of money was wasted, and a lot of things were done that I felt like shouldn't be done. If you love somebody, because if you love someone, you shouldn't have to feel obligated to marry them, because that should just be enough. But usually it is enough, but people want to do business deals to it. And that's when it becomes a divorce, comes very soon after that, when people realize that.
Is that what you're going through?
Absolutely not. Just because
I
I
just
am, doesn't mean I'm going through it, but I can see through other lenses, and that's what it is.
I oh God. I don't know. I
Wait,
don't.
wait, so
Oh,
what are you dealing with that makes you think don't get married? Hello?
Sorry, I was eating something. So
That's
it's just
okay.
like, because marriage is a lot. It's not just something that is just done. Well, it's done in one day, but there's a lot that comes with it that people don't know about, right? And if I knew that at the time, then it wouldn't be done. That doesn't mean me and are going through a rough, is not nothing about that, but it's just a lot of things that I'd rather not have been doing, and it's not expected upon me to do since I'm now married.
So you're married right now,
Yeah,
but you said don't get married.
I know, because did you not hear me? Did you literally
Well,
just like
okay,
block
so you're
everything I
saying
said?
don't get married because of the things that come with it.
A lot of things, because I just thought that marriage was just one people getting married because they love one another, but it's a lot of things come with that, and it's usually not just about that. It's other things too.
I think I think that getting married comes with a lot of benefits though too.
and you also mentioned about like it being expensive. You can go like a route that's not gonna be expensive at all. Like there's
Then
no
it's
you don't
not
have to
going to be
make
a
it
good
like
wedding. It's not
I
going to be a good
mean
wedding.
it
It doesn't
there
have to be as long as
I
you're
don't
marrying the
I
person
don't
that you love.
yeah and if you're happy I feel like that's all it comes down to is being happy honestly
Then
like it
I
doesn't
guess
matter
just
about the
why don't
price.
get married in a barn? I mean, that
Yeah,
might not
I
to
mean
say
go
I
that's
for
mean,
it.
you could.
but like people, they have these dream weddings, and that's usually what most people do. It's like prom. Like you put so much effort in prom, and you didn't have to do all that. Okay?
Well, maybe they just wanted to experience life.
Life that you can't. Life is
Babe,
not just about getting married.
I never said that. I said they
You
just
said
wanted to
life.
experience life. I
So
It
what
said
do you
does
one
take a
mean?
thing.
big
Babe,
portion of it.
one thing a part of life is prom. One thing a part of life is marriage. If you don't like it, you don't like it. That's all it is. You're
I
just.
wouldn't
Yeah,
say
That's
it's
all it
that's
life,
is.
and
true.
that's what I don't like about the marriage thing, because
Girl,
people
I don't
think
even want to get married, and I'm saying it's life. You're the one married right now. So let's talk that.
I know, but again, like there's a lot of
But
things.
what?
Can I finish?
I don't know, actually. I don't really need to.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me.
I
So
know.
again, people expect things to come after a marriage, like certain
Like what?
contracts, certain things that you don't know about because you're not in
So are
And
you
you
one.
look
going
into
through
it
that
before you get
contract
married.
right
You can't just
now?
get married to someone that you don't know nothing about. It's
No,
someone who
I'm
you
not
know
talking
long
about
enough
not
to actually get
knowing nothing
married.
about that person. I'm talking about a lot of things that come after it. I don't even know if I'm
Like
allowed to
what?
say it on here. It just has to do a lot about money and certain expectations that does involve money.
No,
That you're
well, that might just be your partner expecting things.
No, this is what people generally do. This is what a lot of
No,
people
that's just, you're just
normalize.
stereotyping everyone. You're stereotyping people that get married. Everyone has their own different life.
I know, but it
People
all
get,
consists
yeah, but
of the
people get
same
married and don't
thing.
get houses. People get married and don't get prenups. People get married and don't
See,
do
I
shit.
didn't
So what?
specifically say none of that. So you're
Yeah, but
saying
like,
that?
girl, you're on about money, and people
Yeah,
don't
but
always
I'm
get
not just
money.
talking about like that could be
Okay, tell me
associated
a
with
benefit
house,
of getting
but
married
it's
because you're
also
married.
let me finish, Jenna. That could be
Ooh, why are you
associated
being
with
so
Okay,
hard
how
on
okay,
Jenna?
good.
What did Jenna do? What did Jenna do?
I don't
What
know
did
why
Jenna
you're
do?
so like irate. Like what's wrong with you?
Irate? I'm irate.
Yeah, you are.
No, I just think like you should let people live their life. I don't really think married
I'm
like
not.
people get.
How am I not
You're
letting
literally
people
married
live?
right now.
Yeah, but
So
that's
you
not the
Okay, are
point.
you
What do you?
happy in your marriage? Are
are
you
you
happy
yeah, are
Stop!
with
you
the
happy
Hey,
in your
child?
hey, hey, hey! Stop asking me so much questions and then
No, no, no.
interrupt
There's like
me.
one question
no?
right
Are you
now.
happy
Are
in
you
your marriage,
happy?
or did your
Listen,
parents get divorced
children,
too?
listen for a second. You need to
Children.
listen.
Children.
Yes,
How
children.
about you
Teach
listen?
them
You sound like a little
kids.
disabled child.
I sound
Oh, she's gonna kick
disabled?
me. No, I never said that. I said that you sound like a child.
Okay. That's actually kind of a little bit of a compliment, kinda.
Okay, are you happy in your marriage?
Yes, I am. And if I
So
wasn't,
come.
then I would have said, I specifically would have said in the description or in the title, don't get married because you're not going to be happy. No, I didn't specify that. You asked me that, and I said I thought it was just about a love situation, but it's way more than just loving one another. But I guess you blocked all that stuff out for some reason when I was talking to you
No,
about
but I'm
that.
just saying people always don't spend. You're on about the money, but not
I
everyone
wasn't
spends
even
time
talking
together.
to you.
Girl, you're talking in a public room.
She
What do you
knows who I
mean?
was talking to.
Jenna? Jenna,
Okay, so back
was she talking to
into
you, Jenna? Jenna,
I was. You
I
don't
was just asking
know.
a question.
yeah, she doesn't really know actually. So, but
Listen,
come
this
on.
is
I
not a
was just
trolling
asking
thing.
for
This is
just
what
the
people.
publicity of the group.
Do you know how many divorces happen in America? The country that we're
Yeah,
living in right
I
now.
do.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to
It's
happen.
a way more than the act of getting married itself.
Okay.
So let's stop.
Okay, what about
Let's
on
realize
America?
that maybe this is an issue and maybe it's a problem. Instead of just
It's something to
attacking
look
me,
into.
the
Yes.
one who has more experience
Oh,
than everyone
why
in
are
this
you getting
room.
aggressive? Why are you getting aggressive? Attacking me!
It
Like,
just.
okay.
Are you sure that you're like truly happy in your in your
Yeah,
marriage?
are you sure you're
Like
happy?
genuinely.
Again, let me just repeat this one more time. Maybe I have to switch it up. I thought marriage was just about loving. So if I didn't think that, and if there was a
This
problem, then
debate
I would
wouldn't
have
be happening if
expressed
you
it.
didn't get married and you knew all those things, though. So you should have done your research.
Um, let's just say when you're young
I, I don't mean
and
this
you're
in like in
ready,
any way, but
when you're
like
young and you're
both of
ready,
your parents
you
were
do
married
it.
whenever you were.
What?
I don't
You're
mean this in any
doing
way
too
like.
much now. Now you're doing too much.
What
Caution.
are you
Just
on
gotta talk. Let him
about?
talk.
Caution. You're allowed to ask me questions, but I don't know why would you just involve my parents. But no.
I'm just you could get like a first hand like sight at like what like a marriage could be if like your parents were really I mean like my parents are still together like they've been married for like almost 30
Oh,
years
that's what
now.
you meant. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
no,
say.
my
Like that would
mom
make
and
me
dad never got
happy.
married.
Oh, okay, so I guess
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. Yeah, guess what? What you trying
I
to
mean I
say?
guess I'm trying to say that like I mean I've seen like firsthand that like I mean whenever two people like do like love each other they like I mean they can last forever and like no matter what like if you
Yeah,
argue or anything
absolutely.
at the end of the day you're gonna be okay like it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, true.
But I mean,
That
I don't mean
this
to any way.
yeah.
Like I mean, I guess if you hadn't seen that, then I guess you wouldn't. That's kind of I guess
Even if I
might not think
didn't
he
see
is, I
that,
guess, if you thought that
I still got
marriage was just
married.
love and someone.
So that wouldn't show the fact about me getting married if I didn't see that, or if I did.
Do you and your husband like ever argue at all?
Everyone argues, right? Like, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
So
over what? Like, do you argue over like
that's
like
irrelevant. It's
big
nothing
things? Okay,
about
no,
what I
no, no,
said
no, 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 it's
today.
not irrelevant. I'm asking you a real question. Like, is it big things or is it just like small little arguments?
No comment.
Okay.
Well, that might
I
affect
mean,
your opinion then.
yeah, that's true. I mean, me and my girlfriend, we've been together for a year, and we've never argued about a single thing. I'm being so serious. Like,
That's good.
I've
Yeah,
never once questioned
that's
her
great.
loyalty or any, and she's
You
never
don't
questioned
sound
mine.
very enthusiastic about that.
Yeah, he
Me?
doesn't.
No, not you, not him, you.
Oh, about what?
You said, yeah, that's great.
No. Listen, bottom the line, if you guys plan to get married, you really have to think about it because it's way more than what you think. That's all I'm gonna say. And y'all should especially listen to me because I have more experience than the
Girl, who
both
are
of you guys.
you?
The married one. Who are
I
you?
don't want to be married though.
That's great. That's great. I'm proud
Okay,
that
did you
you
have
made
a
that
cheap
decision.
wedding?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, then then you knew the benefit. Then you knew like what was going on.
Jenna, the unicorn, young lady.
Yeah,
I don't know why
babe.
I don't know why you're just focusing on that, like the money part, like the money thing.
You
It's
just
just
said I was
really.
That's
focusing
what
on
you
the
were
work part,
focused
and
on
then
the
you were
whole
talking
time.
about the money part, babe.
No, I
Like,
was not. I did
Yes,
not
you
just
were.
talk
You were
about
saying
that.
that love isn't just. You said marriage isn't just love, and it also comes with money. And now
I
you
did not
don't
say
care about that.
money. I
like
said it comes
quote
with a lot of
unquote.
things. I
That's
didn't
literally,
specify.
girl. No.
Okay, wait. Can you say like 5 things it comes with that are like cons instead of pros?
Yeah.
Signing things off. You know, you have to
Okay, well
share.
that's known. Like you should know that if you're getting married.
That's
Okay.
like a common sense
Well,
thing.
not necessarily. There's certain things you have to
Well,
sign
it
you
kind
wouldn't
of
think you would. Um, for two, the money, the cost of the wedding was a lot of money for two.
For your wedding?
Mhm.
Well,
Weddings
yeah.
don't have to
Too.
be like
You wouldn't
anything.
have
Like, I
done
mean,
such an expensive wedding.
Yeah,
yeah.
but at the same
You're
time, to make
employed.
it a memorable experience, because that's what it has to be,
So
you
you
wouldn't fit.
wanted to get married.
Of course I did. I did not deny that though.
I really don't understand where you're coming from at this point.
And you're not trying to either.
I really am, but it just makes no sense. You're saying not to get married, but you are married, and then you're saying you
And
care
you're
about
happy, like.
and you're saying you're happy, but you don't sound happy.
So
But
who remembers the reason that I specifically said 4 times? Anyone?
No, Loki, fill me in.
Okay, Jenna's gone. Anyone else? Because this is not really a debate, but like I've been talking a lot and no one has been gathering what I've been saying.
no, we've been gathering what you're saying. It just doesn't make sense.
So can you
You make
repeat
no
what I've said?
Girl, I've repeated it 5 times for you. You're literally on about how marriage isn't all about love and it has money to come with it, and that you're gonna have to sign
I
things.
said it's not all about love. No, I didn't. I never said that.
Did you and your husband, whenever y'all, or how
If
long
you
did
actually,
y'all date? Okay, I'm just.
why? So you can just make a general statement? There's a
I'm
reason why I'm
just
not
asking a
answering
question.
these.
And did you like argue with your
No,
partner
there's
like
nothing
during
going
those?
on with me and mine. But I'm allowed to analyze things that I feel like is not okay in a place that I'm in. That doesn't mean I'm arguing with this person and is abusive. Don't start the laughing stuff.
No, I was laughing at the comment.
Really? Okay.
Well, I'm just you said it was. You did say that this was a relevant
Wait,
question,
no,
but like
not you.
I am kind of curious to know like how old you are, like actually.
When what?
How old you are? I was just
How
you
old
said
am
it
I?
was. You said it was not relevant. like a while ago, but I really do want to know just because
How old I was like when?
when you got married.
I was 14.
You were 14 when you got married.
Yeah.
Oh. How long did you and this person date for?
A little over a year.
For wait. Wow. Holy. Wait. Okay. Okay. Phew. Man. Interesting. Who is this person?
So, I appreciate you kind of being respectful, but not really. Not to the point where I'm
I
gonna,
would say I
do something
was.
to you
I would say I
deadly.
was pretty cordial. I was pretty cordial. I just
Not
said so.
necessarily, but yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah. I would.
Mhm. Um, the girl with the -1 star. Can you speak? Yes or no?
Yes, I can speak. Hello, guys.
Hello.
How are
So
you guys
that gay
doing?
faggot, he's so used to hate, so he's always defensive. So,
Oh,
yeah. What'd you say?
how are you guys doing?
Enough to survive, enough to live. That's how I'm doing.
That's great.
Yep. So do you disagree or agree with the topic?
Um, I'm kind of in the middle, actually, because
So like
in my
50-50?
perspective, yeah, kind of like 50-50, because like in my perspective, um, not getting married, because I obviously marriage is a real huge responsibility and a very impact on your life, and
Exactly.
it's but also not being married does have its obviously each one has its pros and cons. And I remember before I met my boyfriend, I had always thought that I wouldn't get married because I wanted to kind of like not fill that role in that responsibility in my life. But to be honest, after I did meet him, I felt like getting married wasn't that really much that important to me anymore, and I felt like it wasn't that much of a problem in my life, because I felt like honestly in my life I didn't want to take a relationship seriously, because after on and on of relationships in my life, I felt like I didn't really want to take things seriously anymore. But now with marriage, even if me and my current boyfriend don't work out, that's totally okay. But then again, do I still want to get married though? That's the problem.
Yeah, but marriage should only be about love, and only you should only have one experience of it. So if
Yeah,
you're
of
not
course.
100% sure about enjoy this experience that you only should experience once, then you probably shouldn't get it done.
Yeah, no, I agree, because I feel like definitely the timing, and also like the the amount of like love you have for a person does impact on marriage.
Okay, now this is where I would kind of disagree with you because
Hold on, sorry. Whoop whoop. Well, actually I'm 18 and me and my boyfriend have actually been together for 3 years. So, um
yeah, let's
I know
stop with the young
I don't
stuff. Yeah, just because you're young doesn't mean you have no idea.
Yeah, but
And when
sorry, I'm so sorry to
yeah,
interrupt.
yeah, and if you come up here and you're young and then you want to use a young excuse, then you have no room to talk. Okay? So, what I was saying that marriage shouldn't it shouldn't have to be more like you love this person more, so this is the next step. Like I feel like marriage has nothing to do with you loving that person more, because you can just love them without being married to them. It doesn't have to be the marriage thing involved and stuff.
Mhm.
But like he was saying, that I kind of agree. Like there's a lot of different statuses and financial stuff that goes in a marriage, and it's not just about loving. There's a lot of stuff you have to do. We have to combine things. You had to pay for things that you wouldn't think you had to pay for. And the wedding is going to be expensive. There's a lot of things, and then also the pressure. As soon as you get married, you're supposed to have kids and have your life going straight and all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff that goes with marriage than just marrying the person you love. That comes after getting married, and you're probably never
No, I
100%
see where you're
sure
coming from.
that you even like this person, and you're doing all the steps to,
Yeah, and also you also have to think about, even if you working out, also finalizing divorces too. Think about how the
you
lawyers
can be
work, and
aware
also
about the
finalizing papers and having to
repercussions in marriages. That
reverse
doesn't
all
mean
that
you have
paperwork
to
stuff and
submit
the
answers.
money issues
Yeah,
too.
that's true. Yeah, but it shouldn't have to be a divorce, because divorce is a long process as well. So, I'm not saying
I know,
don't
I was
ever
saying
get
that
married,
even
but
if like
usually I would just say people don't get married because you're not for sure on this certain stuff. A lot of things come after, and if you know you're not for sure, you're probably going to get a divorce, and that takes a lot of time. But you're kind of
no,
stuck in a
yeah.
relationship because you're forced to have kids as soon as you get married, so you can never really leave. And that's a lot that
Well,
comes with marriage. Oh, what did I say? Forced to have kids? Is that what happened? Okay. Uh, you are though. Like you are forced to have kids, and his kids is just not like I've seen so much awful parents that it's not just like a black and white, type of situation. I want to be for sure, because you can never be like, oh, like I'm ready to take on this duty. But I want to be in the absolutely right mindset. And I tell my husband this all the time, like, and I tell him like, you're not there either. I know you're not there to have kids, so stop. I know when it's the right time, for literally anything, especially. Hold on. Okay. Especially kids. So it's a lot of responsibility that comes after. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna. This is why I never wanted to go to college, because there's so much stuff than just becoming your dream job that it might fail and all that stuff. Rather not. Rather past. whores. Okay, hold on. Let me join give me your craziest basketball take. Let me join a debate shit and then I'm out. Have you ever been mellow? Have you ever tried? Why do females choose taller guys? Why is incest wrong? What, bro? Men, let's talk about them. Rating your PS scale. What the fuck is that? Honest relationship advice. Can white people experience racism? I'm a trans woman. Ask me anything. Let me tell you something. So if I'm asking you something, let me tell you fucking something. Ask a woman anything. Having guy friends is okay. No, it's not. Let me see if this guy probably thinks. I don't know. Let me see.
Someone loves you, if they can't wait till marriage for you, then they really just shows you that they don't really care about how you feel. Welcome, Midnight Daya. I think I said that right.
Let me up. Let me up. Let me up. Let me dub. Let me.
Negative 16 stars. I wish I
Oh
could
my.
see your profile so I could read them, but I can't.
Why do you need to
I'm on
see
Xbox.
anything?
Huh?
Why do you need to see anything?
Whoa, someone's feisty because you have negative 16 stars, so obviously
What?
obviously you've done something.
Yeah, I did the right thing.
Okay, I didn't say you did the wrong thing. I just said I wish I could read it.
Why?
So I can see what the comments are, duh.
Okay, but is the comments gonna change your view about me?
No, I just want to see why people don't like you, because I have a lot of trolls coming in here, and I want to see if they say you're a troll.
I'm not a troll.
Okay,
The
then you're
trolls
good. I
find
just
the
wanted
need
to...
to pay Robux to give me negative stars. That's a troll. Why in the
I know,
world would
but
they
I'm
do
just
that?
saying, you weren't talking, so I wanted to make sure that you were not here to troll. And now that you're talking, it's okay.
Yeah.
Is there...
So
Okay,
I just want to
let's start
preach.
fresh.
I just
It's
want to
nice to
preach
meet
about.
you.
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to preach about the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Do you know Jesus Christ?
Yes.
Do you? Are you a follower?
I mean, I believe in Jesus, yes.
Like, are you Christian?
Yeah.
Well,
Christian
guess what?
Catholic.
Jesus. So you do the Eucharist thing.
I guess. I'm not like over religious. I don't go to church or anything,
But
but
that's
I
what
believe
Catholic
in
people
Jesus
do.
Christ. Well, I'm
You know
not
what the
really
Eucharist
Catholic.
is?
I was raised in a Catholic Christian family, so it's kind of mixed. And I've been to both churches.
So you're not consistent with this faith that you carry with you every day.
The thing is, if you believe in Jesus, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what you practice. If you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, it doesn't
Yeah,
really
but
matter what you
that's not
practice.
the only thing that you have to do though.
Okay, so let me ask you, since I don't practice religiously, am I going to go to hell?
Possibly.
Possibly,
Because guess what?
even though
Jesus taught while he was alive to other people, right?
okay, but
If he didn't feel the need to teach those people, then he wouldn't teach them.
but
It's a
I'm taking
teaching
the teachings.
process when you go to church, whether it's Catholic or not. You have to be a part of the teachings because they will teach
But the
you things.
scripture literally says if you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you will be welcomed into the all eternal heaven. And I've accepted Jesus, my Lord and Savior. So I'm doing as the Bible says, but you're telling me I'm going to go to hell even though I've
I said
accepted Jesus as my
possibly.
Lord and Savior.
Because again,
Possibly?
I would finish please for a second.
Okay.
Again, Jesus taught those 500 eyewitnesses. If all they needed was just to see Jesus and believe him, that he's real and accept him in their hearts, then guess what? Jesus would not be teaching those people, right? He made a church. He has churches here for us to learn about him. So if that's all you needed to do, then guess what? There wouldn't be no churches. But that's not all you need to do
But if
to
I
accept him in his life, in your life. You need to go to church, not every Sunday, but make it a priority, and just don't say I accept him as my Lord and Savior, because literally anyone can say that and not believe it. Like, honestly.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Jesus is everywhere. God is everywhere. So if I
Yes,
read a
they are.
Bible in my home and I pray and I accept Jesus, my Lord and Savior, what difference does it make if I'm in a church or if I'm accepting him from my home reading the Bible?
Because you'll get the Holy Ghost experience when you're around other people, especially your
But
family. It's a welcoming. Oh, you've been banned from this podcast. Why would he ban me? Because I was talking with Jesus. See how psychotic I sound when you accept Jesus Christ into your Lord and Savior. Wait, when you accept Jesus, we don't believe in Jesus. Let's talk. I love being on the other side, because
And then we got into
all it
this whole
takes to be a
conversation. I have
good
no idea what's going on right now,
debater
bro.
Buddha's
We
just
is
need to
left.
have a check in here.
is
What says this
being
guy?
a
FHL,
good
do you want to debate this
manipulator.
guy or whoever was debating him in chat?
Debate him on what?
No, no,
He's
no, no,
pressed
no,
the
no.
Let me up,
No, son.
bro.
buttons, so.
You
Hold
gonna
on,
tell me
hold on, hold on.
Pokemon is not in schools? FHL, are you
Yeah, it
serious
is,
or are you
man.
just rage
I'll
baiting,
mute you,
son?
Glossom, but just
No,
don't
no,
talk about random
it's
stuff. Just
serious.
play the
It's
video.
serious, man. Did you know that we were
Yeah,
taught
I'm
we came
getting
from
already.
fishies? Like little fishies in the water. We came from
I'm gonna be mute while I'm playing it though, so I can
Were you
hear.
playing? Were you
Wait.
recording the whole
Okay.
time, like from the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay,
When
good.
it's being
'Cause I knew this was
nonsensical,
happening.
yeah.
memory, bro.
Yeah, yeah. You knew it would happen, that you would forget exactly what I said, and I repeated exactly what I said perfectly. You knew that would happen.
Are you as bad as you say you are? Oh, what does that put me?
Actually, I grant that you knew that would happen.
Wait,
It's
no,
good,
no,
bro.
no, no.
You're
I'm
admitting
sorry.
that.
It's fun. It's fun being a snake, a sneaker, a geeker, a fucking. Ooh.
Yo,
Hello. So, do you
Are you for or
support?
against abortion?
I'm not for that. Are
I'm
you?
not. I'm not for abortion. I'm pro-life.
Actually, no. Let me change it. I'm pro-choice. Since you're pro-life, let me change it.
Really, you just want to debate for the sake of it.
Just to better up my gaming skills and stuff. That's all. But I'm actually no. I'm actually pro-choice though. Like I'm actually that. Yeah.
Okay, abortion is murder.
Okay, so can you classify what you believe is murder? So I can get an
The
understanding.
unjust killing of a life.
So what makes you qualify all ABs as unjust?
Because it's a living, it's a fetus, it's a human, and it's living. Therefore, it should have human rights.
Okay, a fetus doesn't have any human right unless you live in a certain
Okay,
state.
so a fetus, right? We can both agree on that a fetus is alive, right?
That's true. It starts at conception,
Yeah,
yes.
that's true. And what DNA does it have?
It has human DNA.
Right. So it's a living human.
Yeah,
Therefore,
that's
it should have
true.
human rights
I'm
and
not
the right to
denying that.
live.
Okay, not all
Therefore, it should have
humans
human rights.
that are humans deserve the right to live. Okay, I don't agree with that. Okay, so also I don't value human life because I'm not religious. So
What?
not all human beings deserve to live, and not all human
That is
beings
not a religious.
are equal. So I don't think if someone honestly didn't want the fetus to live, that's not an unjust, that's reasonable according to them, and that's why they don't want it. They're killing it. So I don't feel like it's unjust whatsoever. What's
It's not
unjust is for you to just use the excuse, oh, it's a human, so just let it live. Like what?
Yeah, it's a human. It's alive. Therefore, you're killing it. Abortion is murder.
I know it is. It's 100% is. You're not wrong.
So you're supporting murder. You're supporting unjust killing.
I just told you I don't feel like it's unjust because it's not.
No, because you're saying it's murder, and murder means the unjust killing of a life.
Okay, that's what it means, the definition, but not all the way around.
Okay, but you're saying that it's
Would you
justified
consider?
killing. You're saying it's justified.
Yes, it's justified. Would you consider Ted Bundy, who got, a death penalty? Would you feel like, because they did murder him, would you feel like that's unjust?
No, we're debating the topic of the unjust
No, I'm
murdering,
just
the
saying
unjust
because,
killing of babies.
yeah, I
Okay,
know,
let's say, okay, you're
but
saying that it is justified, but why is it justified?
but hold on, you just said that you don't like the fact that it's a human and it's alive, and if you're human, you deserve to live, but he was human, so did he deserve to live? Absolutely not.
I don't know who
So,
he is. I never heard of him.
okay, well, let's just say, no, he was a very disgusting killer in the 1970s who abducted and did a lot of nasty things to women. So that wouldn't be unjust. So murder is just taking one's life. It's not up to you or anyone to make the decision if it's reasonable or not. That's up to the person who's doing it. So usually the people who get ABs have reasons to. Their reasons matter.
No.
That's why they're doing it.
Okay, give me a fair reason to do abortion then.
I just think any reason's fair. Any reason whatsoever.
But give me one. Give me one.
Let's say that they generally are not ready to be a mother, which you need to generally prepare yourself for. Especially when you deliver the child.
Are you
You have to be prepared.
Are you saying that she's too young? That it was unconsensual?
It don't matter how old.
Was...
If she's too young or if she's like not too young, whatever the case may be. If she feels like she's not able to be a mother right now, she should murder it.
No. If she feels
like...
No.
Yes.
You're missing the point. Why would she even go if she knows that... Why would she do the actions that causes the consequences of the pregnancy, knowing that she's not ready for it? You can't just kill it because you're not ready for it, even though you caused it yourself.
You can. That's why people get rid of it most of the time, because they're not ready.
No, just don't do the deed then.
First of all, just because you do an action doesn't mean that's what the possibility is going to be.
Whose fault is it that she got pregnant? Whose fault is it?
It's nobody's fault. It's the fetus' fault for winning the race. It's their fault for winning the race. Let me tell you something. The action. Can you please stop doing that for a second, please? I thought you care about humans.
Sure, go on.
So, just because they get into an act of pleasure doesn't mean they want a child. They're only doing it for pleasure. That's it.
Protection?
It don't matter.
It don't matter. Yes, it does matter.
You can have like a birth control, and there's still a possibility of a child.
There will be consequences.
There's not going to be consequences in every single time you get doing that act. You're not going to get pregnant every single time. That's false.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said you're not going to get pregnant every time you do that action.
Yeah, but it's still a risk. You take the risk knowing that it could happen.
No one takes that risk. That's why they're getting an AB, because they're not taking that risk. That's like me getting in my car and knowing there's a slim chance of me dying and getting in a car accident, but that doesn't mean that's not why I got into my car, to get into a car accident. So just because someone's having pleasure with somebody else doesn't mean they want to have a child. And if a child comes into that doesn't mean they should be raising it, because they don't want that.
Now, let's take the example you gave. You don't want the car accident. If the accident does happen, what are the consequences? No,
you might die or something.
You can't take this example because when it's
just an accident with consequences.
You just have to kill the baby. You just have to kill.
Yeah. Like, you keep on focused about the kill and the murder part. Like, honestly, it's never that serious. Like, you act like they're just killing like 9-month-old babies. That's not happening.
It's still murder.
Whatever the case may be, when killers get the death penalty, that's still murder. But nobody cares about that because guess what? They deserve it. Right?
Okay, does the fetus deserve it?
Yes. That's why they're getting killed. If they didn't deserve it, then they wouldn't be getting killed. But they are. Don't even start
genuinely
crying
not
because
getting
it's
on
not
this,
even
bro. You're
crying.
actually
It's
I'm
okay.
not even gonna debate you on this. I'm not
Okay,
even gonna debate
bye.
you on this, bro. You're actually not making any sense.
Yeah, because you keep on answering phone calls and not, like, literally, oh, oh, okay.
I ask you this. It might be like a really weird question, but I'm just curious. Like, I'm not really here to debate. I'm just here to ask a question.
Oh my god. Okay, what's your question?
I don't know if these two scenarios are similar enough to compare, but if there were two conjoined twins and one of them could live without the other, like, but they shared like some vital, like, organ or vein or vessel or something, should the one who could live without the other be allowed to ask a doctor to remove them because it's kind of inconvenient to have them there?
Well, since they're both conjoined, they have to talk about that with each other. That has nothing to do with me or you. So I have no business on their situation. So if they agreed that if one of us survived, that's okay. Then that's up to them.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So,
It's up to them.
what if one of them didn't, the one who would die if they were separated, didn't want to be separated?
Then they wouldn't separate them. They would, because at the same day they share the same body, so they would have to agree, both agree.
So I guess in a similar way, maybe like a mother and a fetus would, for a short time, be sharing a body almost, and a fetus has the potential for consciousness, which is what I think humans value. And so what if that baby, like, there are people who have had failed abortions and had the baby and they're alive today. Do you think that, like, they aren't like a person? Like, I don't really understand.
I do think they're a person, but I don't value human life. I don't value all
Okay,
human
that's all I needed
lives.
to hear. Thank you.
Okay. Let's move on. Like, no, I'm not valuing every human life, especially if it's gonna inconvenience me or somebody else. Like, I don't really care about that. If it's already on this planet, I would care. But if it's not, and you're, a fetus, for example, no, I don't care. I want to debate this person. When you accept the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior,
literally proves that they have an emotional connection to these people and are
But is it
able
different? But is
to
it different? But
exist.
is it different? But is it different? But is it
No,
different?
it's not.
Bro.
Oh, it's not different. So then why? So okay.
Wait,
So if it's not different and they're on the same conscience, then
can
why
I
don't they
just preach about
communicate
the
with
No one
Lord
us?
and
said
Savior
that.
Jesus
Why don't they
Christ?
communicate with us?
Because we're not
No, he
Nobody
just
is
said that. He just said
because
that. He just said
nobody
that.
said
He
that.
just said
No,
that.
no,
He
no,
just
no,
said
no.
that.
Shut
He
up,
just
bro.
said
Can
that.
I just debate
Nobody's
about
saying that we're on
the
the
Jesus
same
Christ
consciousness,
because y'all
bro.
have the devil in
okay,
you
one.
that it's just affecting each other, and
Okay,
I need to
bye.
just preach about Jesus so y'all can stop this right now. Oh, wow! How can you have hate for something that doesn't even exist? How can you have so much hate for something that doesn't exist? I'm talking about Jesus. I'm gonna say God is real. I'm gonna just make my own debate. So I don't be silenced. Like, if I can literally fake myself to believe, but it won't be 100% in order to get this topic across. Because it's just like you would have to literally force yourself to believe in something like this. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't think today I'll be faking to be a part of Christianity, but hopefully with some atheists to see what's going on. So it looks like bitches don't want to join me because they're all fucking Christian. So looks like I either gotta join. Shit. Jesus exists, submit now. I don't exaggerate it. That's how they sound.
Then for two reasons.
They
First,
100%
to keep
sound
from being
like that.
punished, and second, just because you know you should. Now, what does this statement say? It says, God is the one who has
Jesus
put it
is
there.
so real.
It's Romans
Jesus is
13.
real. Jesus is real. Jesus is fucking real. See,
13
like,
through what?
I'm literally
That's
trying
or
to
is it?
convince
Oh,
myself
it's
so I
just
don't
13.
stray away.
Just Romans 13, and then you can continue down. And then it says, pay your taxes
Continue,
too.
wait,
For
where do I
these same
stop?
two reasons, for government workers need to be paid so that they can keep on doing God's work. Serving you, pay everyone whatever he is owed. So
Abortion
what's
only debate
presupposed in this conversation?
pro-lifers. Okay, let me act like I'm pro-life. Let me act like I'm pro-life.
Choicer would probably feel very
Oh my god,
confused.
Well, I feel like
everyone's
it's,
literally
in a sense, it's like, well, my point argues would be that if you have a reason to do something, you are hence obligated to it because there is a lack of defeaters for such a thing, which is
Well, that's
usually the way Michael
untrue.
Humes
You're gonna
follows
have
through with his
to
arguments.
explain how you hold an obligation to be, because I don't want to
I hold
quote
an
you on
obligation has to be the only meaningful way which you can act upon something. So, and so because this is the case, then if you're going to act against, if you're going to go on a nonsensical base, you are admitting your own flaw, which is why I don't think to some extent, like absurd nihilism requires no.
Oh my gosh,
taxing.
Joe Bart reference. But wait, what was absurd nihilism?
Yeah, I swear.
I don't know honestly what
No,
I
but like
would
I feel like for
say
somebody who has like a degree in
pro-life
philosophy, does
debate.
that
Bruh, that
Like,
guy
I'm
was
trying
so
to think of
freaking
comparisons.
buns. Like, I love watching him, but
Like,
his philosophy is like, wait, other people exist
would you get rid of
besides
your
ourselves?
child if
I'm
it
like,
doesn't
boy.
benefit you?
Anyways, but
Would you get rid of your child because it doesn't benefit you?
Yeah. Okay, so.
Wait, how do I just got rid of chat? Sorry, host. What did you say? Or the other girl? Sorry, I didn't hear something she said.
You said if your child brought no utility to you, would you get rid of it?
Utility.
Oh, okay.
No, but just be honest though. Like honestly.
Wait, I'm confused. On which who's she asking? Sorry.
You.
Aren't you pro-choice? Who's
I'm
pro-choice?
pro-life.
Oh, okay. So is anyone
Wait,
pro-choice?
I'll debate pro-choice. What's your argument for pro-life?
That if you feel like it's okay to eliminate your child because it just is no purpose to you at this very moment, that's not right.
We obviously
This server is pro-life.
What?
Wait, who in this server is pro-life?
Me. I am. I'm pro-life.
Okay, wait, the.
No, you're not. You just.
Just to be clear, pro-life is you do not support abortion. Do you support abortion or no?
Who?
Who?
Wait, are you pro-life or pro-choice? The baking girl, are you pro-life or?
Can you not hear me?
She said she's pro-life. Can you hear her?
I don't think she can hear me.
Well, host, she said she was pro-life.
Dilemma, are you pro-life or are you pro-choice?
I'm pro-life, but right now I'm debating pro-choice. I just like to see other people's arguments.
Well, if you want to be pro-life, like I can debate pro-choice if you feel like that's the best you can do.
Well,
like
can I examine your pro-life argument?
Sure,
I
you
already
can.
have intentions with it. You just said, hey, if you feel like it's justifiable to kill your child because they don't serve a purpose to you, like that's gonna be wrong. There's already so many things
Yeah,
I
it is
don't
wrong.
like that argument. Well, we obviously wouldn't agree on the terminology of child. Like you would just be using anthropomorphic language towards a fetus, right? Obviously, a child is normally people would say a child could be anywhere from like past toddler age.
I don't think
to,
people
like,
really label a child as something like that. Like that's why they
Well, I'm
say,
just
"Oh, I'm with
saying-
child." They will say, "Oh, baby." People usually label
Yeah,
fetuses
of
under
course,
those
because we
terms.
put things into language that like we understand, but it's still anthropomorphic language, right? And I can
Well,
agree with you, but just because you're gonna use like a label to something doesn't mean I ought to value it, right? Because
No,
obviously
I'm
I'm
just
not
giving
gonna
you an
say
instance. I know for sure this fetus is not a child yet, but that was just like my example, like an argument.
sure. Oh, okay. So we should probably start where we start to value life. If you're arguing pro-life, you're probably gonna say it's at the moment of conception, right?
Yes, that's a
Okay,
fact
why?
though.
Oh, of course, life starts at conception, but why should I start to value at conception? What's gonna be like the morally qualifying factor?
Because it's a part of you. You can't separate the fact that it's a part of you.
Well,
So I would
well,
feel like
first
that
of
would
all,
be
well, hold on.
enough
First of
to
all, it's
matter.
not a part of me. It's attached to me. If it were a part of me, it wouldn't come undone.
It
It's something
takes
that's
half of your
attached to me.
chromosomes.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
it's
I meant.
attached to me.
No,
It's
but what I meant,
attached.
that's true, but like what I mean by a part of you is like the chromosome, like it's half of your DNA. That's what I mean.
Oh, I see. You weren't meaning in like the literal sense.
Yeah,
That's my bad. I thought
no.
you mean it's literally attached to you, like, oh, it comes out.
Yeah,
Okay, no,
no.
I got you. Sure, but what's
So,
going to be significant about like human DNA in that case? Because you're saying is, hey, it has half of your chromosomes, and it has half of somebody else's chromosomes.
that's
But why
true.
is that going to be morally significant?
Because it's a part of you. It's your child. It's going to be your offspring. So that's why you would typically have more of a connection with something that's you, whether you conceptually or not created. So I feel like you would feel morally obligated to do something more, especially if it's a part of you, if it's going to be your future child. So that's what
No,
I would
so
feel.
this is where a pro-choicer would probably have contentions, right?
Yeah, they
First
would.
of all, yeah, well, I'll explain because I'm not actually pro-choice, right? But I'm
Yeah, I'm actually
pretending that I am.
pro-choice. I'm the one actually pro-choice.
Oh, for real? No, wait. I like your pro-life argument though. Let's keep
Yeah.
going. Unless you want to switch, like it's up to you.
No, it's up to you. Like, do you want to switch? Because I'm
I'm kind of
just
liking where we're going right now. I mean,
okay.
I
You
kind of
can
like.
okay. We can continue
Well,
with this then. Yeah.
okay, yeah. You're just saying that, hey, you know, this is something that's attached to you, and maybe this should like attribute some type of like moral significance since it's going to be your offspring, right?
Yeah.
But that's just going to be attuned to your preference set, right? You're just going to say, hey, maybe this is something that's going to be significant to me, but obviously significance isn't something that's going to be universal, right? You can't say something should
Yeah.
be significant to me, or you could say something should be significant to me, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be. Right? Like because
Right.
all you're truly valuing is going to be like the human DNA. So if I was a pro-choicer, I would have a big contention with that because you would just be applying some type of like arbitrary value for something that's going to be and not something that it already is. And if I value actuality instead of potentiality, the average pro-choicer isn't going to see that to be sufficient enough.
And then I would respond to that is then if you feel like you don't have any connection with the child for it to be living, then why don't if you rather than that because it's a lot to get just an abortion. It's just not one an appointment thing, just one and done. So
Well,
if
sorry, we already disagree. Just to stop you right there. I think it's alive. I never had any contentions against the living aspect of it, right? I already agree with you that it's going to be alive. I can even agree with you that it's going to be a
no, I'm not
child.
arguing about it being not living. I was saying that if you feel like you're not going to have any emotional attachment and you feel like you don't have any sense to do right or wrong with this your child, then why can't you just carry it to full term if you just wouldn't feel any attachment and at least give it a better life some elsewhere if you feel like you
Well,
wouldn't
you're
have no
still
attachment.
arguing for like potentiality and things that are in the future, and your argument relies very heavily on things you ought to do versus things maybe you shouldn't do. Or sorry, vice versa. Your argument relies on what's it called? It's like moral don'ts. It's like, hey, don't do this, or hey, actually, you should do this, right? In my opinion, they would just be the
Yeah,
same, and it would just be your preference set, which would tell you which one to do, right? Well, the pro-choicer would probably have a big problem with this. They
I
would just
wouldn't
say,
feel they
hey,
would, but
well,
let
this is
me
probably why.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the average pro-choicer is probably going to be like, hey, yeah, maybe for you, it might be worth it for you to like sustain this life, right? But as a pro-choicer, I could still feel, you mentioned emotions, right? and right and
Yeah.
wrong. Both things we could disagree with. Let's say I have a big emotional attachment to this DNA for something that it might ought to be, right? But because it's not there yet, I'm still going to make the choice to have an AB, right? And that's not to say that in the future I wouldn't have a connection with it yet. But our problem is where we assign value, right? Because obviously I wouldn't view it right or wrong in the same ones that you would, because we're obviously disagreeing that it's wrong, right? And
Yeah, I'm not arguing the value part. I was
we
about like a
disagree when value
connection.
is assigned. Well, we disagree. I mean, I don't really think that feeling a connection to something valuable is really relevant at all. There's many valuable
Yeah,
things in
I
my
know.
life. I don't
I
really
wasn't the one pushing the valuable thing. I was just saying, if you feel like you don't have no connection towards it, then why can't you carry it full term? There's been plenty of women who've done that, and they don't have no connection to the child.
And they totally can, but I'm just saying that's not going to be an obligation, right? If a mother doesn't feel a connection to her child and she still wants to care to him, sure, that could be very virtuous of her, but it's not going to be an obligation of her. You would have to argue why I should be obligated even without a connection. I don't even think connections are relevant in this case, but you brought up connections, so we can go there.
Yeah, and then I would say that with the instance that I first told you about, like, do you think it's okay to kill your child if it's not benefiting you?
Wait, but you didn't answer my question. You're just burden shifting.
What was the question?
I was asking, like, basically why this connections would be, like, relevant, and I was already talking about how, like, why would this then form an obligation? I made this whole point, and then you just asked me a question, but burden
Yeah,
shifting.
because I was just making you understand, like, why would you have an obligation to? Or if you would, or not, with this thing that I was bringing up.
Yo, this person, I'm gonna mute you, I'm so sorry. Not you, girl, I'm listening, just the
Yeah.
other person. I'm so sorry, could you repeat what you just said? I got distracted.
Yeah, I wasn't, like, deflecting your question. I was reframing the question on my point of view to answer it. Because you asked me, like, why would they feel obligated to? So I was just going to give you an example. Who was doing that?
Okay. I mean, let me just kind of repeat what I said.
Okay.
If the question still tracks, maybe I'll
Okay.
understand it better. Because I was like, you were saying, well, hey, there's mothers that don't feel a connection with their child, but they still carry it to term. So why wouldn't that just be like the preferred solution? And I'm saying, hey, it's probably virtuous if they carry it to term, but that's not going to then create an obligation for all women to carry their child to term, right? And then you asked me, then is it okay just to kill a child for convenience? I don't really see how that would like answer my problem.
Yeah, because it would just have to tie into the obligation part.
No, what I was asking is how would that form an obligation? Okay. When I
Okay,
use the word
so
obligation, I'm meaning something that is going to be morally binding, right? Like when you were saying, hey, there's women that don't feel a connection to the child, but they still carry it to term. I'm saying, hey, that's very virtuous of them, but I don't see that they had an obligation to do that. So how are you going to set an obligation for these women to carry them to term? That's what I'm asking.
yeah. And the only way that I would answer this question so it can make sense is if I ask you a question.
Okay, what's your question?
So, would you, the child's already here. The child doesn't bring benefit unless the emotional standpoint. So, would you, do that to your child if they don't
No,
supply you any benefit?
no, so this is where we disagree. My argument is not around benefits or connections or
You said
anything like that.
obligation, so this is just feeding into the obligation part that
But
I'm trying to.
benefits don't correlate to obligations. You can have an
No, I'm
obligation to
saying.
something that doesn't benefit
No,
you.
I was going to feed onto that. I'm not just saying that's the question.
But the question is a very strong straw man, though, because it's.
Okay, well, I would just like for you to
Unfortunately,
finish because we can go back and forth because I get what you're saying 100%. It's just that I generally can't answer that unless I give you an example. The question you're
sure.
asking me.
Sorry, I don't know how to see people. Or this guy's so sorry, guy. Let me turn up your volume again. Sure. So you said, would it be okay if, what was it? If a child was already born and there wasn't a
Yeah, they're
connection
already here.
between
They're not a fetus, and they don't supply any benefit to you other than the like emotional standpoint. So do you think it's okay to just get rid of them? That's what I would just
No,
ask
I
you.
don't think it's okay to just get rid of them, but that has nothing to do with any points I have ever
Okay,
made.
so again, this is how I would tie it into the obligation part. So
Okay.
since usually people they don't do that because they have an obligation as a role as the parents. That's what I was going to feed it into. That's why they
Yeah,
don't get
but
rid of kids because that's their
yeah, but
obligation to.
of course, yeah, I can agree with like parental obligations. Like, yeah, like you should have an obligation, like not to like do certain
And that's
things
where I
to
would
your
just
child.
compare it to.
But the issue is that in your analogy, like this is a symmetry breaker. The child's already born. You and I would both
Yeah.
agree that that child already being born will have value. So yeah, I would say that the parent does have an obligation not to kill their child because it's born. You and I would agree with that. But the reason why that isn't analogous to what I was saying before is because obviously the fetus is not born yet, right?
But I
So
wouldn't
it doesn't.
compare it like that as
I
a
mean, you can
pro-lifer.
compare it, but since it isn't analogous, like I don't have to accept it.
Yeah, but how I would form it to make it correlate, because obviously it wouldn't pair the way you're saying, is that it's there. It's not like it's something that is like not there, it's there. So whether it's
Yeah,
not
we both
out of the
agree. We both
body, I would still
agree.
consider it there in a
Well, we both
child
agree
still.
that we both agree that it's there. This goes back to when we start to value it, right?
Yeah, so that's what I
Obviously,
would
I mean,
tie into the obligation part.
that doesn't form an obligation. You're just kind of telling me what the obligation is, and that's a parental obligation. You're not telling me how it's forming.
Okay.
And
So
don't get me wrong, bro, it's a super hard thing to explain how obligations work. Like it sucks. Like when people ask me that, I'm like, boy, I don't freaking know because it's so intuitive to us, right? But it is so detrimental to the argument we're having right now. But I'm seriously like not trying to like most people don't know how to answer that, like me included. Because
yeah.
obligation is a moral hard thing to explain. It's like why do we ought to do things? Like what is going to be binding? So it's kind of hard. I'm not expecting like a perfect answer. I'll just okay. Because of that, maybe
Yeah,
we
it's okay if you
should
don't accept that. We can just move on to a different thing. But that
yeah,
would be the
because
only way I would
it's
like try to answer
so
your question.
critical. Sorry, try to answer it. I'm just trying to give you grace. Like that's a really hard question to answer. Is like where
No,
obligations come from.
no, you didn't say where it come from. You said why would they be obligated to. So that's why I gave you the example to see like how it would correlate, but you still
No,
weren't
but
getting it. So I just
no. This was the follow up. So you told me what the obligation was. You're saying, hey, there's going to be a parental obligation to the child. I understand that. I understand very well what parental obligations are. Right? We see that in every day. But
I
I'm
wouldn't say
asking.
parental. I would just say instinct.
But please don't argue instinctual. That is just completely biased argument. Don't argue instincts because that
Well,
goes
this
into
this can all be
animalism.
tied up to just being biased and subjective. Nudity. This can all just
Well,
be
I
that.
mean, for pro life, for pro life, it shouldn't be subjective. It should be objective, which is why you're going to bind or restrict other women. So for you, it'd be really bad if your argument was subjective.
No, but every argument is subjective. It has to do with that person's perspectives, beliefs, and what they got going on. So everything could be subjective, and this is 100% subjective because we have different
No,
views upon things. So of course we
yeah,
would
yeah,
think
we
different
have,
things will be done.
yeah, of course we think differently. Like thoughts are
Unless when it
subjective.
comes into instinct, because when it's instinct involved, it's
Girl, we
just
don't have the same instincts. We have like
we
similar like
might have the same
that goes
instincts.
back to such like primal things, and I hope you know there are animals out there that after they give birth to their children out in the woods, they literally leave them. Like you probably wouldn't want to compare that to a human, right? It
Maybe the
would be really,
well,
it
I
would
would
be
just
really
actually
random.
give me an example because I don't think that is the case.
Sure. I mean, look at deers. Like they give birth to their young and then leave them, right? And their
Oh, I
reasoning
don't.
isn't because they want them to die. It's just because like the mother would probably attract, you know, more enemies, right? But the case is still instinctual.
right? The mother gives birth to the child and it leaves for like copious amounts of days. Obviously, that's an instinct, right? Because that's how they've learned to survive. Is hey, let's not be
So
seen.
wait,
Small.
do they, just to get an understanding, do they, so your instance, you said they leave for a couple of days, but I'm trying to ask you like an example where a mother just leaves her young, a mammal mother just leaves her
Deers are
young, doesn't
mammals.
take care of it. Yeah, I
Deers are
know.
mammals. Yeah, but I'm just saying if you're going to argue instincts, I'm saying, hey, that's a motherly instinct of an animal. Obviously, I know that humans and other animals like that are very different, but it makes your argument so much harder because then you have to argue why I ought to value human instincts instead of other mammal instincts.
No,
And it
no
goes
one
into a whole bunch
values
of
human
things.
instincts. It's just something that you just do.
If you're going to have it a part of your argument, I'm going to have to value it or else I'm not going to care about your argument. All this goes back to value. If you're just saying, hey, this is just going to be an axiom, it's just going to be something that's self-evident. Yeah, I can agree that, yeah, humans have instincts. That's not going to justify an argument, right? Because our instincts have been wrong.
No, but in this
Animals' instincts
instance,
can be ugly.
well, we're not
Well, then
talking
that's
about
just
the could have
special
and should have.
pleading.
We're talking about the
But then
general
that's,
instinct.
I know, but then that's special pleading if you're going to say, hey, this instinct is something that we should value in terms of like law and morals, but hey, we shouldn't value these other
But I'm
instincts. That's
telling you,
special
it's not a
pleading.
value thing. It's just something you do. So it wouldn't just be a valuable thing if it's just something that you just do and you don't have a
If you're
thought to it.
saying that obligations are going to come from instincts or something like that,
I'm not.
you were going.
No, I didn't.
I'm
No,
saying it's
but in this case, it
instinctive.
would.
In this case, and that is special pleading. That's why I would not argue instincts. I know you're actually pro-choice, and I know you're trying out a pro-life argument, but I'm telling you, don't
Yeah.
argue instincts. Like
I'm not
because
arguing instincts. I'm telling you, an instinct has a role to the parent thing that you were talking about.
yeah, I can understand that. I do understand that there are instincts with humans with their young, but I don't see how that's morally relevant. We're talking about relevancy as something
I
that's going
wasn't
to be
talking about
valuable.
morals.
Girl, you're so lost.
I wasn't talking
This
about
whole
morals,
debate is
though.
about morals.
We were talking about
Obviously,
obligation.
yes, in the morally binding, relevant way. That's been my entire argument.
Yeah, that's been your argument. That doesn't mean I'm saying that as well.
Girl, I know. Frig. Like, I freaking know. It's just that you
Yeah,
have to
but you
tie
keep
things
on
apart.
basing your things and applying it to me, but I'm not saying that, and I'm not arguing for that.
Arguing for what and for that what?
For the moral thing and for the instincts, like being like.
I want you to know that AB, unless if we're just arguing logistics, which we're not, because you deposited that something is going to be wrong, that goes back to morality. And if I'm saying, hey, that might be morally wrong. Like I'm trying to agree with you, right? I'm thinking, hey, this might be morally wrong if there's an obligation that maybe you're breaking. But when I ask you what's going to form the obligation, you told me what it was. You didn't answer how it's going to form. And then you said, hey, this is going to be an instinct that we have. And I'm saying, yeah, it's an instinct. Why do I ought to value that instinct? Considering we don't value all human instincts. That's the whole issue.
I know, but we're not talking about all human instincts. We're talking about this one.
Yes, and that is special pleading. And you don't want to do special pleading in your arguments because that's a logical fallacy. That means I don't have to accept it at all because it doesn't make sense.
Well, you didn't even give me a chance to even explain it to you.
But the thing is, that's the reason why it doesn't matter. It is cherry picking. It is special pleading. That means you're gonna say, hey, no, all these other human instincts aren't relevant, but this one is relevant.
Well, I don't
Why?
even agree with that statement either.
Girl,
They're
then
all
why would you
instinct.
say
No, I
it's not
don't.
relevant?
No, I'm talking about you said that all human instincts are not valued, or some people don't value it, but I wouldn't agree to that either.
Oh, really? I can give you a couple
No.
examples and here we might disagree.
Okay, give me
let's
give me some.
Sure. So when we talk about instincts, right, it's obviously an instinct for people to reproduce, right? But we wouldn't say
read what?
we should reproduce. Yeah, it's instinctual. We reproduce. Like, go look back at humans hundreds and thousands of years ago. Look at us now. We all reproduce. It is an instinct, right? And men can have different instincts than women, but we're not going to say, oh, it's an instinct for you to go do this, therefore it's always justifiable, because that would violate things such as consent, rights, blah 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 blah, right? But that's still a part of our instincts, is to reproduce. And I know that they're there. Doesn't mean that we always act on them. So
But reproducing has nothing to do with consent or not consent.
Girl, please follow with me.
I
First of all,
am.
Yes, it does. If we have an instinct to reproduce, right, and we just say, hey, this is an instinct, this is something that's biological, meaning I can go reproduce and it's going to be justifiable because my instincts, you would probably say, no, you cannot go reproduce just because it's instinctual. There has to be consent. There has to be rules. There, like, you can't always act on your instincts, right? This is a
True. Yeah.
common. So sure, you agree, obviously, but the issue is that if you're going to say, hey, we should act on our instincts in this like maternal sense when the kid is born, there's like a parental obligation. I mean, I can agree, but then that's just special pleading because in one case we shouldn't act on all of our instincts, but in this case we should. That's the issue I have with the argument.
Okay.
Like,
So,
which is, if I'm a pro-choicer, like, it would just leave me pretty frustrated, you know? So if
So,
you want,
let me just say a couple things before anything. So, just because it's instinct, that doesn't mean that you just do it. There's obviously some things that lead up to it, and there's some instincts that you think about it and do it, and there's some instances where instincts where you don't think and you just do it, right?
Yeah,
So
but
when
we
you
would
look for a mate to reproduce, that's something that you have to think about. That's something that you have to process. So it's not like, oh, abruptly you're just doing it without consent. That's not in. I wouldn't say that's like in any case of any type of species where they just.
Yes, there can be thought behind instincts, but we would both agree that instincts are something that's natural, right? That's why
Yeah,
it's
that
an
is
instinct.
natural,
It's
but there
natural.
wouldn't be no classification to that, and if there was, this instance wouldn't be.
No, again, I can explain it again, right? Instincts are something that are natural by nature. It is natural by nature for humans to want to reproduce. I can agree with you. There's
Yeah, I'm
going to
not
be some
arguing against
people.
that though.
Yes, but you're saying there's going to be like this type of difference, like, and I'm saying yes, there's a difference, but again, they're both going to be relevant when we're talking about instincts, right? I know when it comes to reproduction, yes, we do think there is thought. It's still something natural that we do and that we
Yeah, but
want.
you are arguing
Right?
over the fact that it's not valued because of the consensual part, and that's why it's not valued.
No. No. What I'm saying is, if your argument goes on, hey, this is going to be an instinct for a mother to take care of her child, we ought to follow this instinct, like it's going to create an obligation. And if it doesn't in the other case, that's where the problem is. That's just the problem with the argument. I
No, it's
understand what you're
always an
saying.
is you can ignore the instinct. Just because an instinct doesn't mean you just do it, and you can't stop it. You can
I
stop
think,
the instinct.
people can ignore their parental instincts all the time.
I know, but I'm
Right?
saying that it's there. It's there. It's
Yes,
either or
it
you
is
can
there.
ignore it or not. It's there, and that's where I would
Yes, you
feed
can
into
act
the
on it, or
obligation.
you can choose. You can act on it, or you can choose to not act on it. Of course, we
Yeah,
agree, right? We
but
have actions.
yeah,
Yes, we agree.
but before you were talking about like why would you do this? Why would you feel obligated to keep the child? And then I would be like, because your instincts are coming in.
That just because something is natural doesn't mean you ought to do something. And this goes back to the reproduction thing. It can be natural for you to want to reproduce. That doesn't mean you just go out
It's not
reproducing.
natural. It's instinct. I'm
Girl,
arguing the
instincts are
instinct.
natural.
Yeah, but I
Bro,
wouldn't
somebody
classify
in
it
the
as just
chat.
natural. It would just be
Bro,
instinct.
Girl,
Yeah, just because
I
something
would blame you
is
so many
instinct doesn't mean you have
times.
to follow it, but it's still there. And again, this will feed into the point that you were talking about before.
Yes, we
Why would
agree. Oh, does
why
anyone
you feel
else?
like
Yes, yeah. Again, we can agree on that, but it's still the fact of the matter is still the same. If you want to argue with me on a semantic base on what an instinct is, we can. I don't really think it's relevant because no matter what, an
no, it's
instinct does
not.
not create an obligation, right? Like if an I'm trying to compare this to like other instincts because it's really confusing to me. Like the instinct of the deer would be to leave her baby. That doesn't create an obligation for the for the
Yeah, but
deer to
I
stay.
actually give me an example where like she doesn't take care of
Understand.
the baby, not when she leaves it and then comes back for it.
But the thing is, and I mean, I'm not an expert on deers, but what I have known is that the babies can die, obviously, right? The mothers are leaving it
Yeah, any
alone. It'd be
baby can
very
die.
Yeah, of course, right? But it would be a lot easier for a baby to die if a mother had birth in the woods and then just left it for copious amounts of days. That human baby wouldn't survive, right? So we
Yeah.
obviously wouldn't say, hey, this is going to be justifiable because it's within the nature of instincts, right? Obviously, it isn't a human instinct, but if you're going
Yeah,
to
but we're
justify
not
something,
comparing
yeah,
that to it. We
then
were
let's.
just comparing the
I
instinct part.
know, I know, but it just goes back to then why should we listen to the Homo sapiens?
She's not getting it. She's getting frustrated. She's letting the little chirpers in her ear just
I don't think it's nice that the
ruin
baby's forced to die
things.
either. No,
She's not
I
letting
think
me
it's I
talk.
think it
She's not
sucks. I
understanding.
would like a
And
world
she gave me
where
a shitty
we
ass
could have
example
both
that didn't make any
outcomes. I think you
sense.
would too. Like, yeah,
You wouldn't feel
imagine if we could just
obligated
have
to,
that
but we'll
stuff
feed
with
into an
lasers. That would be,
obligation
I
would
think everyone would
be
be
from
happy.
your
But
instincts,
that's
and
not
that's
the
what the
world we live
fucking
in.
I'm arguing against.
So I don't believe that the trade-off
And
of
it's your
someone's
baby,
bodily
either
autonomy
or. And
and their
that's
choice
why.
about what they do with their body, because at
You
the
can
end of the
ignore all
day,
those things,
the
but it
baby
doesn't change
is
the fact
part of their body.
they're
It's
your
growing
thing.
off of them. I
No,
don't
that's
think
great.
that
Connected. I meant attached.
connected.
Attached.
Sure,
It's not connected.
attached.
Tunay,
Sure, I
tunay.
mean it is connected. The
Fucking
blood
annoying.
vessels are directly connected to the blood vessels
Yeah,
of
that's
the.
blood vessels. You could easily just
No,
cut
but
blood
I
vessels off,
like
and if it
I'm
was
I
connected, it
only
would be
state the
permanent.
facts. Just because I don't
can't
agree
cut
doesn't
the
mean I'm
blood
not going to
vessels
state the
off without
fucking
killing the
facts.
fetus.
It is your baby. You have an instinct for it.
That's
You can
it's
ignore
After a
them
certain
instincts, but
amount,
it doesn't
yeah.
change the fact that your body
Yeah,
wants this to be
so after
done.
a certain
You have an
amount, then
instinct for it.
it
Yeah, when
can't
it comes out,
weeks.
when it's
But
breathing.
but it's still not connected though. It's just attached, correct?
Yeah, you didn't just say that you could cut it at 20 weeks, right?
And it's viable to live on its own after 20 weeks.
Is it? Can you take it out and put it in like an incubator and then it's viable?
Actually, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. But the thing with that is that's still
No,
a
because
surgical procedure.
yeah, this instinct.
And so
Instinct.
there's still the risks of surgery, and so it's still a thing.
You could
about
ignore the
does
thing, but at the
actually
same
want to
time,
do
like
surgery.
if your body's wanting
It's
it,
safer, but it's
that is a
It's
reason.
safer.
That could be a good
You said
enough reason.
it's dangerous,
I would
right? But
think so.
So is that procedure
If your
that you're gonna get
body's
when you
doing
do
all
it,
this to
right?
have
It's
it
faster.
here, didn't kill it, then I would feel like it would be more, you know, because abortion is not to say people don't feel bad about abortion. They do. Takana?
At certain stages,
So-
you can take oral AB. You just take it
Oral?
orally. That's certainly simpler than
Orally.
carefully taking it out. I'm pretty sure.
도대체
Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure taking
No,
pills
but I don't value human life. That's the thing. A lot of people do. I'm only pro-choice because I don't value that. I don't know the other reasons. Probably because people don't value it too. But like a lot of people do value human life. Unless when it comes down to this. So
The
I
real
don't.
question is, do you think that the bodily autonomy of a mother is below the right to life of the baby?
These fucking idiots make my shit. Okay, let me leave then. Let me leave. I don't know why it was banned though. Yeah, I get what she was saying. Like she doesn't. You don't, just because it's instincts, you don't have to feel obligated to it. But there's some instances where that's it's not even your choice to. It's kind of like what you expected to do. You know, there could be instinct for you to do this to your child. Your body's allowing you to. So again, unless you don't value human life, then you can't really, you know? We don't blame Jesus. We don't believe in Jesus. You fucking dumbass bitch. She just kept on straying away from the point and not letting me, like, explain whatsoever. I don't like that.
Oh, hi, girl.
Hi. So you don't believe in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Nope.
So, can I tell you why you should?
Sure.
Because he supposedly it's done so much things that is only in the Bible. And even though the things that he's done, we can't get like hardcore proof outside of the Bible, that doesn't mean that you can't take it from the Bible and think that what that is saying is true.
Okay. Okay. Well, good reasonings, but I have a different opinion.
What's your religion?
Well, I have a feeling if I say anything, you're gonna criticize, because according to
No, I don't do that.
According to your comments.
Greek mythology.
Well, not every. Oh, Greek mythology. Okay, period. Yeah, but not to. But do you honestly think that is real? Like
No,
Medusa?
I'm joking. Oh, I thought you meant the comments.
Dizzy is atheist.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you actually believe in Medusa, Poseidon, Apollo? You believe all that? Those were real gods and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, period. So, what evidence do you have of those gods existing, or have existed?
Well, there's temples. There is. I don't have. I have to Google this. That's why I'm typing. There's artifacts, statues. Same reason as yours.
Not
Kira, do you have
necessarily.
a religion?
Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Wait, what? Kira, do you believe in anything? It's okay. Just curious.
No,
Okay. Cool.
I don't. I'm just, yeah.
That's fine. Same with Dizzy.
But like,
Well, how do you guys get your purpose if you don't believe? Well, she believes in a god, in multiple gods, but how do you two get your purpose?
but what if there is no purpose?
Then what are you living for?
What if you live for yourself?
So that is purpose.
Maybe everyone already has a purpose built in, and maybe it's just not religious based.
But why wouldn't it be religious based if it's
But
already
why
built
would it?
into you? Because
But why would it be religious?
because a God would have built that into you. You're not
Are you
just
born Christian?
yeah.
So you came out of your mom and you're like, I'm a Christian.
I was born into a Christian household. But
Okay, well
you're
you
the
were
one
born into one.
But you're the one saying that you're born with a purpose. I never said that.
I never said that you were born with a purpose. I'm saying
You said, what if you just have a purpose? That
is not what I said.
Okay, so what did you say?
I said, what if there is no purpose? You just live, bro.
And I told you, yeah, I asked you, what is your purpose?
I said, like, why does a purpose have to be religious based?
Because where else are you going to get it from?
Everything else. Not everything has to be religious. Like, meaning of life, like, listen, you get to just live. Why does that have to be religious? Why does living have to be religious?
It's not even a religious thing. It's just about a God thing. Religion has to do with like practices and what you do. So it would just be a God thing, not a religious one.
Okay.
So
then, can we agree that purpose doesn't have to be religious?
It's not though. It would just have to. It would come from God, not a religious thing. It would come from God, essentially.
But what if I say I have plenty of purpose without religion?
But you keep on adding the religion. People don't say you get your path from religion. They say you get it from God.
But you just said.
Religion
No, I
is
didn't.
God, though.
Yeah, but religion isn't just like they're not the same. Religion and God is not. It's practices
Okay, yeah,
and
but
beliefs
what
you
if
have
I
to
don't-
follow. But it's
Yeah, I don't
not
believe in
God.
God though, but I have plenty of purposes.
Okay, you're just like her, but again, on me and
So
what
where do I get it from?
Hold on, but what I believe is it comes from God, not religious. So you keep on saying religion, but that's not even what we believe in. We say that
is
your
God
purpose comes
religious?
from God, because God has a plan for you, not religion.
Yeah, but believing in a God is technically religious in a certain way.
No, you can believe in a God and
no,
not be
'cause
religious.
You may not practice the actions or anything, but you're still believing in a certain God, which is a religious thing. There's different gods, and that's different religions.
But
are
y'all
separate.
keep on putting religion and God together, but they're different.
Because they are.
No, they're different
If I believe
though.
in a certain God, it is because I believe in the practices of that religion that God
Yeah,
is
but they're
associated
not
with.
the same. Which you're right, but they're not the same thing, and you'll keep on comparing.
They exist in the same bubble. You can't separate.
Yeah, but there are
just
people.
pick one thing out of it. They come in a bundle.
Yeah, there's people who don't do religion but believe in God though. So
then
it's
that's the religion, though.
that has nothing to no. Look up the
Yes,
definition
it
of
does.
religion. Can you please do
Yes,
that?
the definition of religion is something different, dude. I can name 5 different words that have a different.
No, I just want you
thing
to look
than
it
there
up
actually
because I'm gonna just say the literal definition, and you're probably gonna disagree with it. So I just want you to just have the same thing I'm looking at.
Wait, sorry, I was AFK.
That connects
What
humanity
happened?
to spiritual or supernatural elements. A supernatural element being a divine figure.
Okay, no.
A divine figure is God.
Yes.
Religion is practices and beliefs or moral codes. Okay?
Yes, and your belief
it can
is in
tie
that
to
God.
God. It can tie to God, but religion isn't what God is. They're two different things. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Coexist in the same bubble.
Yeah,
so
I
just
know
saying
they
that
do.
I believe in this God doesn't make me religious. It does. That is
No,
like
it
saying
doesn't,
I vote
though,
for this
because-
political figure, but it doesn't mean I'm political. Inherently, what I'm doing is a political thing.
Okay, so
It
again,
would
you
be the
keep
same
on
thing
tying
as
it the
if I'm-
same thing, even though they're not. So I'm gonna move on to someone else. Who else wants to speak?
I don't know.
So Dizzy, you sound young. How long have you been not believing in God for?
Say maybe 4 or 5 years now.
Okay, and what made you was like, yeah, this is like not true whatsoever?
Kind of just personal religious experiences with the church kind of drifted me away from, having a religion and faith.
Can you tell me what they did?
Just
If you
a
feel
lot of
comfortable?
just being forced a lot into reading the Bible, preaching, singing, and like all the activities at churches, and learning all about him, and like being yelled at when I ask questions about the faith.
Yeah,
They don't like
because
questions. Like I don't get that.
but they don't like questions that they can't answer.
Yeah.
But what if they can?
Then they wouldn't get mad. So that's
I
then
don't know actually about that.
But I'm sorry that happened to you, but just because religion, that's what I would figure that would be a good thing to do. Is because they're trying to get you not to go to, hell. So they would try their best to force you because they want the best for you.
But you shouldn't force anything upon anyone.
And just
But if it's
happen
the
to
best
free will.
thing, but if it's the best thing for them, like, why wouldn't you try your best?
To say that it's the best thing.
Forcing
What if
religion
there's
on
better?
people has caused the death of millions of people throughout history. Even to
True.
this day, forcing religion onto people has never been a good thing.
No, they went to war
Yes, it
because
has.
they
I
were
can-
fighting over religion, not
Doesn't
because no
that
one was
kind of
forcing.
feel-
No, they were not.
I'm
The
gonna say
Crusades,
something, and
the Crusades
it's
back
probably
in
gonna make you a little
1312
mad. That's kind of something, not right.
The Crusades back in the
think.
12th century actually were an invasion by the Christian empire to raid the Muslims. Because
Yeah, they were
believing
arguing.
that was that land. It was not arguing. Actually, the Pope at that time made it a religious war when it wasn't supposed to be. They were
Yeah,
just
that's
supposed
what
to
was
put a
going on.
military
Yep,
influence
exactly.
until no one was enlisting. So then the Pope brought it and said, "Your sins will be forgiven if you enlist in this war."
Okay, you don't need to say
They
the whole
lost.
story. I don't care about
Exactly,
the whole story.
but I'm proving my point that
no,
these
all I
people
needed to
use
hear
religion
was
to start wars because they're forcing it
Yeah,
onto another religious group, being the
it's
Muslims
not
in this
force.
situation.
It's just
And
they
it even
can't
has- it is even
decide on
happening
which one's
to
true.
this day.
So they bicker and start wars about it.
No, but
If they're
the point,
Muslim-
you're missing my point. You're missing my point. It
No,
wasn't
I
supposed
know
to
what
be a
you're
religious
saying, but
war.
you're
It was never
incorrect.
about religion. How
Then
am I
why are they
incorrect?
going
It
to
was never a
war?
religion war. It was
Then
never a religious war
why are they
because
going
the
to war?
Muslims were doing an expansion all throughout Europe, and
I thought you said they invaded
Christian
them.
Empire.
I thought you said they
No,
invaded
yeah,
them.
it was a Muslim expansion. It was a Muslim
No, you
expansion
said
into
the
other territories,
Christians
just like how the
invaded
Christian Empire.
the Muslims
Yes,
and the Pope
because
came in.
once the Muslims
So
took
get
over
your
a
story
specific area
straight,
of
okay?
land,
Because now
the
you're saying
Christians
that the
later
Muslims
invaded them.
expanded, but
Yeah,
before you
because the
said the
Muslims
Christians
expanded first,
invaded
and then the
them.
Christians take them. Yes, because it was rightfully the Muslims. It was a Muslim versus Muslim territory. Then the Christians made up this belief to
They
go
can't.
invade them. They had no business
That don't
over
make
there.
any sense. How can you invade and then all of a sudden they take over in a whole different other country? That doesn't make any sense.
Because
What?
I'm saying that they did. There was
Either
no reason for the
or, it had to
Christianity
do
empire to
with
join. There was no
multiple
point
religions
for
being
them.
involved, and no one can settle on one. So of course that will start a war. Of course.
But it wasn't like I'm saying. It's not about religion. I'm saying it was not about religion. It was just about land
Then
of
why
which
did you
empire
specify
between
the
the two Muslims.
religions? Then why
Because
you
the
couldn't
Pope
just say an empire?
encouraged people to join because he used the Bible as a threat.
So was it a religious type of war or was it not? I'm confused.
Yes, because he made it a religious war when it
So
wasn't even
yes, it
supposed to be a
was. So
religious
that's the point
war.
I'm talking about.
No, but
I
it
don't
is
know
a
why you're not
one-sided religious
understanding
war
that.
of forcing a religion onto other people. The Muslims didn't want Christianity. They didn't want anything like that.
Yeah, I
It's even happening now with Israel and Palestine. It has happened because after World War II, the Allies pushed out the Palestinians because the Jewish community thought that was their land that was promised to them thousands and thousands of years ago, and pushed all of these Muslims out of their territory that have been there forever. It is not how the war started or anything. It is that no matter what, forcing war onto other people that are in a different religion or anything is wrong always. There's no in between. There's no moral gray area of well, they were confused.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they weren't. They even ransacked their own.
Can you stop talking
city.
for a minute? I don't care about the whole story. I just want to get the basis of it. And you said it was a religious war at the end.
Can this debate be respectful though?
No.
Yeah, but the respect is just answering the question, not going on and on about something that has nothing to do with the prompt.
But you also kept interrupting the whole time. Respect goes both ways.
Yeah, to tell him I got the info. He doesn't have to continue explaining.
Okay, well, go on with your info.
No, she said, the host was saying that they forced her onto a religion, and I told her that they want the best for you. They don't want you to go to hell. That's why they do it. Whether it was the right thing to do or not, in my eyes, it was.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Hold on. So they forced me to believe into a God that eventually made me feel like is all my fault and feel like I'm hated by him. So
well, how did you think Jesus felt?
Well, can I ask a question?
But Jesus doesn't hate anybody, no matter what the person is.
No, I'm talking about Jesus was hated on really badly.
No, not you.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Wait, I need to ask this dude a question because he's spreading misinformation. I need to ask Pink Gut a question.
Yeah.
So, what's it called? How are you able to? What's your how can you substantiate that claim, brother?
The Crusades were morally wrong. They lasted on for way too long, and they actually didn't do much in the Crusades. They even had a children's crusade later on. The Crusades also ransacked their own Christian property as well. It was mostly back then everyone was out for each other's throats, right? But it gets to the point when no one's enlisting to this war because the community already knows that this war will gain them nothing. But then the Pope, because back then the hierarchy of government back then in the Middle Ages was that the Pope was above everyone else, then the king. So the Pope saw that no one's enlisting in this army. The land that the Muslims have has so much good stuff. Why not just tell them, God wants you to join this war. Your sins will be forgiven. Now you have a holy war.
I thought it wasn't a religious war.
You have a religious war.
I
It
thought you
should
just
have
told
been
me
a
it
religious war.
wasn't.
There was no point in it being religious war.
But you
No,
said it
because it was a
wasn't.
one-sided. It was a one-sided religious war.
You
The
said it
Muslims had nothing to
wasn't.
do with it. But these Christians had the idea that they are spreading Christianity to these people who are ungodly and need God in them. So
Yeah, but
they're
you were
forcing the
talking
religion onto
about
these other
it
people.
wasn't a religious war. That's what you've been saying.
Well, because it wasn't technically a religious war. It wasn't two religious communities going against each other. It was
So
more like
which one is it
religious
now?
company had a.
Well, he's explaining.
Now you sound
Yeah,
like a
so I'm explaining.
pastor.
I'm explaining. I'm
It's-
not. It is because it is a religious war is when you have two religious groups actively at each other's throats.
So
This was
you're-
one-sided.
So it's religious.
I need to
Can
talk to him.
y'all
So,
give him a second to
on.
answer, please?
I
Yeah,
know.
so
Like,
you-
please don't interrupt.
I
Yeah.
understand.
So what you're trying to
Okay.
say, you're trying to say that the Crusades weren't started and it wasn't
Nobody gives
justified
a
that
fuck about them bitches,
Islamic aggression
honestly.
towards their
They all
countries.
deserve to die.
That wasn't the reason. That's what you're trying to claim.
Yeah. Yeah. There's literally no point of it because after that, they
Okay,
didn't
so
spread
if
anywhere.
I'm able to tell you, so if I'm able to tell you that, since Muhammad, they stole a whole bunch of Christian countries, and
This is
for
not
like
about
three
what
to
religion is
400
better.
years.
It's not about
I'm
that.
not. Yeah, I'm not saying which religion is better. I'm saying that he's lying. If I was able to tell you which countries that they stole, and not only after they stole these things, the the Crusades still didn't start like till like 200 years after.
Ooh, I've never, ever debated as a Christian standpoint. I don't even debate Muslim people because they're fucking hilarious for long.
Perfectly matured and
Islam
physically
is
mature.
true. Why aren't you Muslim?
Would that be
What?
okay?
Yeah, but there's no 9-year-olds like that today.
They always bring up the 9-year-old argument. I mean, I guess it's very
Because by your
consistent, but
definition, that 9-year-old wouldn't be a child; they would be an adult.
It would be an adult. So by physically mature, like what is like the definition of like that and like the
I mean, I focus on that too, but it's just
Physically
like
mature, so
I
basically
only
a child
debate
is
about the
somebody
unfair
that's
treatment.
vested
Like
in
I don't know
Islam
why
and
it's
Quran,
very
it's just Oxford
specific
Dictionary.
about women doing
You can
certain
you
things.
can
Like
Google it
very,
if you
very
want.
specific.
Well, yeah, but so about
Men
like a
don't have
16-year-old,
a
would that be
say
fine?
on what
A
Like
16-year-old is what's called
abortion is bad.
post pubescent, right?
right, but how about someone who was let's say
Yeah.
like a
So with the
16-year-old
16-year-old,
If a 9-year-old is in your book about God and then marrying,
because the way animalism
not
counters
supposed to be
this
together.
is by arguing that whatever consciousness it is that you
Not
have
supposed to be in that religion.
is
I'm telling you
fundamentally
that.
tied to your
If
physical human
there was a
organism.
God that
You cannot be
influenced
conscious without being
that
a
kind of thing
human
going on,
organism.
you won't be
And
following
because of
it.
that being part of the case, you actually are your identity that your consciousness is like outputting is found within your organism.
No one has time to wait.
Therefore, we observe numerical identities,
Women.
meaning the 10-week-old fetus or embryo in this case, I think,
Ascending
is
the
going to
only
be
way to get
identical.
things in life. No, it's not though. But hello, he doesn't even have
You
a
ascending?
mic. This is so crazy.
What are you doing to ascend? Like, what's your plan?
I'm not about to do that shit. He's actually about to sit there and let him type. I mean, A. See, that's exactly why. Money and house.
Let up midday or midnight day.
What's the?
Money and health, that does not count.
Why won't you turn on your mic?
He's scared. Bro, you can just surgery max.
But isn't it like you can't say all that you want about this topic in these in the comments? It's gonna censor it. So you're talking about ascending, but your Roblox character looks like a fetus. And fetuses don't look good.
Bro, money and health, that is not looks maxing.
Not
is
at
just
all.
red pill. You just
See,
red
he
pill
can't say
19.
all what he wants because it's censoring.
You're not ascending if you're not surgery or gym maxing. But even red pill just gym maxes too. So
First
you
of all, I don't
literally
think those are things that will help you ascend.
what?
You need to make sure your mind is straight. Because if your
Oh,
mind
this
ain't
is just
straight,
that's blue pill.
stop saying pills. Like, what's going on with that? It's just how it is. They're what?
Ascending is not a mentality. It's
If you are not in the right mental or like mind space, you're not going to push yourself to even go to the gym. So it has
you're on
heavily to do.
Roblox. Are you ascending?
Mentally, yeah.
How
I
are
get a
you
lot of.
ascending right now?
Well, playing this game, it makes me realize there's a lot of disgusting people, and it's good to know about that when I step out in public. It's good to know those people
You need a
exist.
happy max.
Can you stop?
Life max.
Can you stop saying that? Like, what's wrong with you? Life max and blue pill, red pill, yellow pill, green pill, purple pill. Like, what is this? Who talks like that? Honestly,
Bro, you're
say.
literally ghetto maxing. You're ghetto maxing.
And you're a little boy maxing. Shh.
And you're Floyd maxing.
You're not. You're not
maxing.
even like fully developed. Like
Your
at any
maxilla's
type of.
recessed already. Be quiet.
Okay, what is a
See, how
maxilla?
can you max out if you're on here? This is a bad influence on your
Guess
mental
what?
health.
You're on here too.
Yeah,
But
but
do you
I
see
don't
how
believe
you're
So are you
that
better
means
than
that you
me?
ascend. I think you ascend through surgery.
According to who?
I mean,
What makes you the president of ascending?
Midnight day, bro.
Well,
Midnight day.
if
You
you
promote
believe in
hypergamy.
Max,
You promote hypergamy. It's not allowed. You
And
have
you
to
sound
stop
like a little
promoting
girl.
hypergamy.
You sound like a little girl who is like.
Is that supposed to be an insult?
Yeah, it is,
if you
because you're a
believe
little
in
boy.
Max,
Whoa,
If you
that's a really bad insult.
if you sound like a little girl and you're a boy, that's highly an insult. Like very
Wait,
much
but
so.
who said I'm a boy though?
Oh.
Aren't you just like assuming? That's really bad. You shouldn't be doing that.
No, assuming can probably save your life. Assuming gets you places.
How can bro? You're assuming maxing, bro. This is really bad. You cannot be doing this.
And you're a little boy max and you don't even know that you're doing it.
Why do
That's
you keep
sad.
calling me a little boy? You keep assuming.
Well, I'm gonna keep on calling you a little boy until you show me how young ladies are supposed to act, because you're not doing it right now.
Wait, so now you think that people have to act a certain way?
Young ladies, yes, they do. And then boys,
How should they be
you know,
acting?
they act like you. Or little girls, I can't really tell the difference.
Bro, why are you so like hostile?
Why are you? You came up here and
I mean-
attacked me.
No, I never attacked you. All I said is that that your maxilla is probably recessed because I can hear it in your
That's
voice.
not all you said, sweetheart. That's not all you said.
I know, but
And then I
know your
asked you to
cortisol
explain that
spike-
to me.
Like your cortisol levels are like spiking.
And I
right
know
now.
that you're
It's
getting all this
absolutely
words
through
from
the roof.
TikTok, because that's all you little boys get your info from. But
Oh wait, so wait. So
I
you
guarantee
called me
you
boy.
cannot even explain what those things are to me right now. More than a
maxilla?
sentence.
Maxilla?
More than a sentence. What is a maxilla?
A maxilla is a maxilla. It's part of your
Right.
face structure.
And you're a
I
little
don't
boy
really know how
because you
else
just
to
are. You're just a little boy because you just
maxilla is
are.
part of your midbrace.
It's a bone. I mean, like I don't know.
Your
how...
maxilla is your jaw. It's that simple. That's what it is.
I mean, I know you just asked ChatGPT and that's fine, but like just chill
No,
out.
I didn't. I would have gave you way more than just it's your jaw. You should have done the same thing when I was asking you.
Bro, you still don't know what a maxilla is. I know
You're not even
jawline's
developed.
recessed. We
You
can
haven't
hear
even
it in
hit
your
puberty.
voice.
You haven't
I
even.
don't know.
Where's your Adam's apple? You don't have it yet, and you want to talk about ascending.
Bro,
You don't
why are
even know
still
what it's
assuming
like.
that I'm a boy? Why are you still assuming that I'm a boy?
Like if I saw you in public, you'd be like you're like 4'10" or something. You got nothing. You have nothing to ascend. You're still a child.
Oh, you're arguing him.
Projecting. I'm much older than you. What am I projecting? We're not
Do you
the
see
same
how I
age.
literally mog you?
Much older, young.
Mog me? In what
Bro,
way?
see how look
In
I'm
Roblox?
mogging you right now. I'm mogging you right now.
Oh, in Roblox.
Do you-
Okay, Jax. You're mugging me in Roblox.
Do you know the notice between our cortisol?
Explain what that means to me. Can you do that?
Cortisol?
Cortisol.
Cortisol is your stress level.
Okay.
Cortisol is your stress
You're
level.
on the right track. And what causes that?
I mean, all types of things, you know, raging like you are right now.
No.
Stress, anxiety.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's a chemical reaction in your brain. Not what triggers
and
it. That's not what
You
I
just
asked you.
asked
See,
me what.
that's
You
what
just
little
asked
boys
me
do.
what
They're not
tribe.
focusing on what I'm asking. You just go into something that doesn't make any
Why do you
sense.
still keep calling me a boy?
Do you not get it? Because that's what you are. You are a
Bro,
little boy. That's why I'm calling you
I
one.
don't have a gender, bro. I'm genderless.
Oh, that's not really what y'all
I'm above
accept.
genders. I'm above gender. I'm above gender.
Oh,
I'm
so that's
on
why
the
you sound like a
9th
little
level of
boy and a
consciousness.
little girl.
I'm on the
That's
9th
great.
level of consciousness.
Either or, you're still young. You're very young.
I'm on the 9th level of consciousness. If I'm so young, then why are you still talking to me? Are you like more of like a predator, I guess?
If that's what you're assuming,
I mean,
hey.
it's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy, honestly.
What's kind of creepy
on
that a
your
little
part.
boy's coming up here talking about ascending? You don't know nothing. You haven't even hit puberty.
I mean, I
You're
get that you haven't
nowhere that
ascended
you
yet.
think you are right now.
I get
You're
that
under
you
5
haven't
foot.
ascended.
You don't have an Adam's
Shorty, I'm
apple.
6'3".
And then you're talking about oh. I don't even know. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly, bro, because your cortisol is so high right now.
Right, but you can't even explain that to me
Bro, what's
properly.
your IG? Let's see what you look like.
No, I don't do none of that. I don't show little boys my
Right.
IG. That would be even more weird. That would be even more weird, showing little boys my IG. Yep, nope, not doing that. Nope, and I don't really care if a little boy thinks I'm attractive or not, because I don't get benefit from doing that.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
So, I agree with the prompt, but not in the way that you are probably thinking I do. I'm not thinking about this in a BP looks maxing sort of way. I'm thinking about ascension as in mentally, productivity wise, ascending as a person as a whole. Like, you know, just learning to love yourself more. Like, this goes so
Yeah, I
deep.
agree
you
with
don't even
that. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah,
Because
that's what I was gonna say.
if you're a human being, you cannot, like, you literally cannot.
You have to get your mind straight for you to even try to look good, okay? Because you can, you know, but your mind it's not
Yeah.
straight, so you don't look good.
I'm not really an
Hello.
atheist like the last guy was, but if you wanted to, like, talk about the topic, you can.
But how am I gonna talk to you about it if you're not it?
I mean, I wouldn't say like I'm atheist. I'm more like agnostic. Like my answer
I can
is
still
like
get
I don't
you. I
know.
can still get you reel it in. I can still reel you in with the
Like
agnostic thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, to me, the idea for me, it's akin to atheism, but to me, atheism is more like very deterministic about the idea
Very
that there is
right.
God. But to me, it's like you don't know one way or the other. You don't know if he exists or he doesn't. The answer is just I don't know. And to me, like faith, like based like faith-based stuff, like there's not even a point in proving all of those things because it operates off of faith. Like there's not supposed to be like proof. Like that just doesn't happen. So the only
Yeah,
true
that's
and
true.
real and true answer is just like you don't know. And like to me, like yeah, I just don't know. So there probably is a God and there
But
probably
aren't
isn't.
you
I
like
will
don't agnostic people say like, oh, they're 50-50? They don't say like, oh, I generally don't know, because that's not what
Slightly
agnostic.
deeper explanation. Sorry.
No, go ahead. All good.
No, like from
Yeah.
the show Little Sheldon. Like if you ever watched it. Okay,
I
sorry.
watched, dude. I
So
watched Young
The
Sheldon.
priest.
Yeah, the
okay,
priest. 50-50.
he's
I
doing the
don't.
same thing he
I
was doing
don't.
last time.
Yeah, like the 50-50 stuff. I hear that a lot. Like, oh, 50% I believe in God, 50% I don't. Really, what that just means is they're also like not sure. Like that just
Yeah,
means they
that
don't
mean
know for sure. So
no,
like,
not
it's not
necessarily, because if you're
okay. But
50
can I
points
ask
of
you a question? Believing in
what?
something like existence and that like exists is not really like a 50-50 thing. Like God can't like 50% exist if he's real. You know what I mean?
Okay, so agnostic people, if I look up the literal term, it's not going to be like, oh, they don't know. It's going to be like, there are possibilities that they believe in. That's what's going to come up.
I'm pretty sure the definition is just like they're not sure. But like I'll look it up too. That's how.
Okay.
Yeah, an agnostic is a person who believes that nothing is known or can be known about the existence of God. That's what I think. So I will say on like the actual like religion front though, and not just directly related to God, like a lot of stuff like Abrahamic religions or like even like the Greek gods and like Roman gods, a lot of these gods like seem to be more based off of like humanity and instead of like being like more like an ethereal form. Like God is wrathful or like whatever, or like, you know, like the Roman gods did all these like, you know, like human like things but were like higher beings. But the fact that they're like basically just more powerful like humans within religion, to me, I feel like there's lots of ego in that. Like that it's like so like human based as that are like the ones like, you know, ruling over like existence and all that, that they're like basically
So you
just
don't
higher
believe
tier
in like
humans.
any possibility? Is that what you're telling me?
I think there is nothing that would confirm or deny the existence of God as far as we know. It's just unknown. Like we'll just probably never know. But
Okay.
like
So
I do think like if God did exist, it's probably like not a human being like type existence that like many
yeah.
of religions like depict of them to be, like, you know, like we're made in God's image and stuff like that. To me, that feels like very like ego filled, like based off of human. God is
Yeah.
probably not
That's
like a
why
human.
yeah, so that's why I'm an atheist, because when something is usually cannot be proven, I don't just say I don't know. I just classify that as not true. Like I know that there's not a chance that a strawberry kiwi exists because it's highly unlikely. So I'm going to be like I don't think that exists, which means I don't believe in it. So what you're saying, oh,
Yeah. Okay, you guys do say your objection. I kind of agree with objecting with this, but yeah. Like,
Objection.
yeah. What do you think in response to that?
I wasn't even done.
How are you
Oh.
sure that a strawberry kiwi doesn't exist?
Because there's no evidence to it, obviously.
But you're
But
sure it doesn't exist.
But did you like
Yeah.
see it yourself?
No,
Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence.
it is for me. It is for
What?
me.
I mean,
But
if
it's
it is
not
just
like that's.
No, but
I
it
mean,
is.
there's so many things we haven't discovered that
Someone
we
can
thought,
show your
like,
evidence. You're not gonna be like, oh, I don't know. You're gonna be like, okay, that's not true.
No, you will be like, no, I don't know. That's like what all of science is built off of.
No,
yeah,
but
it's like
if you okay, but if usually if science who's proven majority of things or has at least a
We
little
have
bit of evidence.
not proven the majority of things.
Yeah, we
Just
have
had to say
not
that.
proven.
Let
Sorry,
me
we
finish,
don't
Mario.
know anything.
Like, oh my god.
Sure. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Go ahead,
Okay. So even if science has like a little bit to that thing, but not to that thing to prove it true, right? And it doesn't have any of that according to God. So, and I am a very scientific kind of person and logical one too. So if God is apparently all around us, then why is it not even a speck of evidence? So I wouldn't be like,
Well,
oh, I don't know.
I mean, like the thing is there's so many things that we just didn't know the existence of that required that I don't know question to like figure it out eventually. Like we didn't know that like atoms like could be broken down further like into quarks. Does that mean like you would like think that there's nothing further than atoms?
If
Like
they
no,
didn't
like it
know, then
requires.
how was it achieved?
But they didn't even know that it was there before. How like it didn't like I'm not just gonna think like something smaller doesn't exist just because it hasn't been discovered. But
Yeah, but they're not
like
just looking for something that they don't have any, like, if they don't think it exists. No one does that. They obviously know something's there. They don't just, but they don't know it, but they know something's there. So that's why they're going to seek for it.
but they don't look further just because they're like, yeah, there's definitely something here. They find the evidence and they're like, maybe there is more to this. There you can
Yeah,
there's so
exactly.
many things. But that doesn't mean like that just is exactly like, oh, like for the people for the longest time thought like the solar system like orbited like and went around the earth until scientific data backed it up differently. But for the longest time people just thought that was the case and that's all they know. That doesn't mean that until it was discovered that like there that wasn't even like a possibility. They just didn't know until they figured it out.
If they didn't know, how did they form that belief?
They formed that belief because they looked in the sky and they saw stuff moving around the Earth, and they thought that the Earth was the center.
So that's not them not knowing. That's them thinking another way. Not knowing would be just like they had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, like I mean, like I don't really I feel like we're saying like a similar thing, but then you're just saying that means it's just not like true at all. Like
No.
there's so many things that like we just don't know until like we figure it out. Like we didn't even
And how do you
probably
know
like
if?
black holes
But how do you know you don't know unless you know?
until you find the evidence for something. If you haven't come across the evidence yet, but then you do go on a process to find something and then you find it before you even found that evidence, that doesn't mean
Yeah,
it didn't
but
exist. That just means it wasn't found yet.
I understand what you're saying, but for order something to be in your mind, you need to at least know something, right? So for you to say I don't know, that means you have to look for it before you even say I don't know. If for you to say I don't know, that means that like it's kind of hard to explain because I don't know how you think
The thing
something like
about
this,
I don't
honestly.
know doesn't mean that like it's not in your mind. Like it's in
Mhm.
your mind. You just don't know that it's true. So then you go look for maybe it's true.
But you
And
have
then
it, and
if you
that's the belief that you have because you haven't
I
found
think
it.
I think like I just don't think I can agree with you. Like I don't know how to change your mind, but like what you're saying to me like doesn't make sense.
No, I'm explaining what you're saying. I have yet to explain what my beliefs are. I'm just saying, like,
What?
no, I'm just
Wait, so
repeat.
your belief is not that like you can't know until you know, and there's no such thing as I don't know.
No, that's you. That's what I'm thinking that you're saying.
Okay, but then what are we even arguing about? What are you saying?
So I was talking about like how can you not know something? How do you have something in your mind and then come to terms you don't know? You have to order to search for something. You need to at least know what you think you might find, or you need to know what could be there, or why are you searching? That's what I'm talking about. When you mentioned the
But it
Adams
doesn't
thing,
have. But I'm saying it doesn't have to be there initially for like if you're on like for example,
then it doesn't exist.
if you're on a planet that doesn't
Yeah.
have anything grow from the ground, and you're like, what if something could grow from the ground, and there's nothing around you that grows from the ground, but then you look around in the universe, is there something that grows from the ground? And then you find Earth, and Earth you see has grass that grows from the ground, but you didn't know that was true until you thought of it. But that
No,
doesn't
but
mean
you
that
need to
it's true.
see. But you need to have prior knowledge of even knowing that there could be a possibility of something growing there. Don't just think of things that you have never come in contact with.
Okay, the prior knowledge of God is that we came to it into existence and we have no idea why. And I'm not saying like I believe in God, but this is the thought process. The reason it's I don't know is because we all came into existence and we don't have like the universe came to existence and we don't know why. So we're looking around in the universe if there's a trace of the reason like we existed. And I mean, as far as we know, is like the Big Bang. But if you want to think on a larger scale than that, then the idea is like, how did the Big Bang even happen? Like, what caused this all to even like come into effect? That's where the idea of God comes from. But that doesn't mean like we know absolutely for certain he exists. I mean, we don't have evidence he exists, but that's not gonna make me be like, oh, it's absolutely not true because we came here somehow. And I don't mean God is like an individual that created everything. Just like the thing
Yeah,
that
but
initiated all things.
you still
We
have
don't
that
know.
God complex because you still said that we have to come here somehow. I already know the reason why we're here, no matter the reason. But you still have that God is
Reason we
mine.
came here. I'm not saying it's exactly God as an individual. I'm just saying forget about the idea of God. God is just the name we put it to it, and words can mean like whatever. God, I mean less like that and more like what initiated everything. The Big Bang, like to put it bluntly, like I know that's as far back as we can go, but like that's not enough. We know time is like linear, at least in the way like we experience it generally. I mean, I know there's like general relativity and stuff and it like shifts, but generally like time goes forward and doesn't go backward. Maybe it doesn't, but all we know is that the Big Bang is as far as we can go back. But
Right,
what goes
but
further
why would
than that? We don't
but
know.
but how are you gonna say that's not fair? That's all you know, because then you have to if it goes past the Big Bang, then you would want to know more, and then more and more
I
and
would want
more.
what goes before. Why wouldn't I want to know what goes before
I
the Big
know.
Bang?
So it's first of all, it was extremely hard to even come up with that theory in the first place, for you to just say it's not good enough, right?
I'm not saying it's not good enough. I'm just saying that's as far back
You
as we
you
have
want
right now.
more. You said that's not.
Of
You want
course,
more, so it's not good
always
enough.
want more. I mean, we can be satisfied with our lives right now, or we can develop towards further technology because we want more.
Yeah, but more that really doesn't have to do with living and surviving or bettering our lives, knowing that.
But why is it not applicable to? If it, I think it's certainly applicable to God and technology. We want to know how can we make this, I don't know, this like computer more powerful. Let's put resources to figuring out if we can do it, and then it happens.
Right,
How
but
can we? So like we put
it's
resources into
far
figuring
more to
out.
come up with a new electronic. I feel like that's more easier than coming up with what created all that. I feel like
But
that's more
listen to me.
plausible than
So,
this.
but listen to me. We're saying. Let me finish. I'm saying the electronic example. I'm saying what can we do to make something more powerful? We made it. So now with the Big Bang, we're like, how far back can we go to find out what initiated everything? And we didn't know about the Big Bang before, but then eventually we found it. So now then
No one
it's like,
found it. It's a
okay,
theory. It's not even proven a fact.
okay, it's a theory. You get it. I'm just saying, like,
Oh, okay.
okay, maybe it's the Big Bang, but is there any possibility that there's more than that? And we don't know if there is a possibility, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist at all. That just means
But
we
that
haven't found it.
possibility is it wouldn't be God though.
But
Just because
I'm
you
not
don't
saying it.
have,
I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I'm just saying I don't know.
I know, but why would it be God? That's the question though. Why would it be this
There was
being?
evidence that pointed it to it being God, then it could be. Like it probably isn't. I'm gonna just say this. Like the very high likelihood is whatever we discover isn't God because I don't think there's like a
Yeah,
way
because
that.
the only reason why you think of this concept of God is from other people. You've never gone out and been like, maybe there's a God. You only got that God word in your mind is from other people and religion and all that stuff. So if you're only getting God from people, then it probably wouldn't exist. Because if you did your own stuff, your own research, you can go find out what Saturn looks like. You can go find that on your own. But you need other people to even think of a concept of God. So that's also how I look upon that's not being real. Is if I need
Why do
other
you need
people to
another?
do it.
Why do you need other people? Because let me
I
ask you
know.
something. Saying it's like a I'm not saying like oh there's a creator who created me, but I think it's a very simple process that you can take all on your own. I exist. How did I get here?
Your
That's
mom and
all it
dad.
takes. But more than that, how did mom and dad come into existence?
Okay, what the hell? Why did he get banned? I'm very confused. He just people who fish for more than they can chew. Like people need to stop and actually think about what they're asking because they don't understand the questions that they are asking. These questions are not so simple. These questions cannot just be dim around. You know? And just because you don't have that answer, you can't just make a conclusion like that of a possibility because that's what it is. That's what Gnostics believe. That is a possibility. When an atheist it's not a possibility. You believe there's not a possibility. If you're only getting your knowledge and you can only get this knowledge from other people and what other people say, then it's highly not true. If I can't do not even the same thing but a different route and find the same conclusion, then it is true. But the only reason why people have a concept of God is from other people. It's never God coming to them. It's not them fighting it out on themselves. It's what they get from other people. So that's how I determine he's not real either. But simply being like weird and saying you need more, it's not good enough to know that answer, so it's not good enough, I'm going to say I don't know. No, that's not right. I hate people who believe in religion, but especially agnostic people, because it's just like, it's not even make up your mind, it's just like you have enough evidence to say it's not real. The only evidence that you're basing it off of is not enough evidence from the party that you're getting the ideas from. So since there's not enough evidence from them, that's why you want to say I don't know. It's not even evidence, period. There's way more evidence, right? I know strawberry kiwi has never existed because it's not what it does. So that's why I can come to terms. I don't look at the possibilities. I don't look at, oh, anything can exist, so that can exist. No, anything cannot exist. There's a lot of things that cannot exist. Fucking idiots. Anyways, it's 2 a.m. I gotta go. Pop a pill and go to work. Go to work soon. It's been a minute since I went to work. But I'm just so sick of it. I'm so sick of these idiotic people just... If something's not good enough, at least try to find the answers. Don't just put it on other people. But if you're especially not trying to find the answer, then you still continue to be like, oh, I don't know. But you don't want to even go find the answer your fucking self. It's very weird. I hate agnostic people. They're so fucking weird and sick.